All right. Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome to the Kingdom of the Ape, the Apostate Ape. That's me. And this is the channel where you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith, doctrine, and logic for your entertainment. But also, hopefully, maybe, to make the world a little bit better place, to combat the ridiculous rise of the ridiculous Christian schmationalism, who has the likes of rich-ass pastors like Doug Wilson, who is the pastor of one Pete Hegseth, who is openly and publicly calling to bring back the institution of fucking slavery. And this makes me sick to my very core, and that's why I started this channel, is to combat such hateful ideology as some of the Christian doctrines here. But anyway, welcome in, as usual. If you are watching this as a replay on my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, hit that notification bell. That'll really help it play out. I sure would appreciate that. Just swig of my chocolate milk. Also, don't forget, the best friend of this channel is one Dr. Joshua Bowen, who writes awesome books like this, where you yourself, if you are interested, can learn to read ancient Hebrew, the language of the Hebrews in the Bible, which is pretty fucking awesome, because if I can do it, I think anybody can. But anyway, if you're not interested in learning a new language, he also writes brilliant scholarly works that are geared explicitly toward giving lay folks like myself scholarly knowledge to combat Christian apologetics. And that's what we do here every day. So if you're interested, you should check out Dr. Joshua Bowen's work. You can get his books on Amazon. I think he's got audio books on there too, but he's on Audible, stuff like that. Also, don't forget to mark your calendars, because this October, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, the Rocket City Reason Conference is going down in Huntsville, Alabama. The Rocket City, baby. And if you can make it, you should, because there is some absolute titans in the deconstruction community are going to be there, and I mean a lot of them. So if you're a big fan of these types of platforms on the YouTubes and TikToks, you should come out there and hang out with us, because there is going to be some major, gigantic names up there. And we are going to have a great time. And when I say big names, I mean names like Thinker, Forrest Valkai, Gutsick Gibbons going to be there. Seth Andrews, Mama Bash is going to be there. Pinkbeard's going to be there. Robot Goat's going to be there. Justin DZ is going to be there. It's going to be off the chain, let me tell you. So you can get your tickets for that if you would like to join us at rocketcityreason.com. And let me tell you, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fucking awesome. All right. Well, I reckon we got the pleasantries out of the way there. So now it is actually, what is the Wednesday? Woden's Day. Odin's Day. Hump Day. Hump Day, Dump Day. Let's dump the Bible today. Won't that be fun? Because it's silly. No. Anyway, we are ready at any moment. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get our first guest of the day here soon. Alright. Anyway, let's see if we got, well, maybe we got somebody here. Let's see. Soul and Spirit. Hey, Soul and Spirit there.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, man? You over 18?
Yeah, buddy.
Awesome. You're one of the Christians?
I'm one of them, dude. We are many.
I hear you. So which one of these topics up here you want to address today?
Let's go with God is unjust, condones slavery.
That'll work. So, do you deny that God condones slavery, or do you know it's in there and you just think it's something special?
Oh yeah, I know it's in there, and I think it's probably the best thing to do. Some people needed some good direction.
You think slavery was a good thing to do?
You know?
Do you think, is that what you just said? You think slavery was a good thing to do?
Oh yeah, they needed some good direction.
So
They were
what was
kind
the
of they were
good
kind of
about it?
dopey. And what was good about it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, since they got some good direction, they didn't. Well, they were able to have lives, you know, for as long as God allowed them to have lives, and then because if they didn't get no good direction, they probably wouldn't have lived as long as they did.
So what's the good direction?
It was like basically like you know, like the people of Nineveh, right? It was like God sent Jonah to go preach to the people of Nineveh, and he said, you know, if you don't preach to them, I'm going to have to unalive them all, basically. You know, and so he was, you know, and Jonah didn't want to do it anyway. So he made him go, you know, so that all them people could be saved from themselves, basically.
So what's the good thing about slavery again?
I just told you. I literally just told you, bro.
Well, you yabbered on
Like
about
they can't,
Nineveh, but you did not answer my question about slavery.
like they can't live, right, if they don't know how to live. That's what I'm saying. Right, like when God told the
So,
Israelites, he
so
said,
slavery
"Go slave
fix
the nations
whatever
around
problem
you."
you're bringing up right now?
Yeah, he said, "Go slave the
Okay,
nations around you," right? Because these
right.
people were waste of this. Like, you ever heard the expression, "You're a waste of life"? Like you don't deserve life, right?
Mm-hmm.
God is the one who divvies that out. Basically, he says, like, you deserve life, and you don't deserve life. And I think the devil has something to do with that too. He's in there too, you know what I mean? But it's really intricate.
Okay. So, well, you're pro-slavery. So, anything else you want to add?
Well, so what? You don't know how life works or something?
Well, yeah, I know how life works. Yeah.
You got to make money, right?
Yep. Yep. We're born. We got to live with a bunch of other wackos like you. So,
What happens
here
if
we
you don't
are.
make no money?
I borrowed it from my mom.
You live on the street, right?
I just get it from my mom.
What's slavery again? Tell me about what that is. And
It's
tell me
owning
you're not a
people as
slave.
property. It's
Is
owning
that not
people
what
as
you
property.
are? And me too?
No.
We're both property.
No. No. You
Yeah,
might
we
be a
are.
slave, but I'm
We
not.
have a birth certificate, bro. What's a birth certificate? What is that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is a birth certificate?
What fucking difference does it make? You're saying a
It
birth
means you're a
certificate makes you a
slave.
slave? What
It
the
means
hell are
you're
you
a
talking
slave,
about?
bro. That's what
You
that
can't be
means.
the
Okay?
y'all motherfuckers can't be
You
this
need to do a
stupid,
little
dude. Like,
research
what
on
is
your
wrong with
existence,
y'all?
bro.
I almost think you're a troll, but unfortunately, I actually talk to genuine people who are dumb as you all the time, so it's hard to tell.
You don't know nothing
Anyway,
about life. That's what it
yeah,
is.
enjoy
You're a little
slavery.
kid.
Enjoy being
That's what you're
pro-slavery.
like.
You're a great representation of
You're a
Christianity
slave.
over here.
You're a
Yeah.
slave, bro. If I'm a slaver, then you're a slave.
All right, you're a fucking idiot's what you are. All right. Well, we've had enough of that. Can't tell if he's a troll or not. They say that as a joke and they say it seriously, so who actually knows? Satire is completely lost on the brain rot of religion here. So whatever, I guess. Anyway, if you are a Christian or a BHI and you are capable of an actual conversation, hopefully you're not a pro-slavery wacko like the last fellow there who thinks birth certificates equal slavery. Come on up and talk to us here. We can back all these facts up here with scripture. They are undeniable. Anyway, Christians or BHI only. This is kind of a joke to say, but it's a free speech platform for the most part. Of course, excluding TikTok bannable language. But, anyway, I don't demand respect or no such things. Demand only that one is capable of an actual conversation. That's about it. So, if you would like to talk, then we would like to talk to you. Good morning. What's up? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Well, we talked to one wacko this morning already. I just think he's a troll, but not so sure. I'm pretty sure I've talked to him before. He's just a blithering idiot. Anyway, Christians or BHI? The show's been rocking on for 11 whole minutes now. Welcome in, everybody. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I'm a little sinusy. Sneezing my ass off again this morning. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Looking for some good debates today. We got to win some souls for reality over here. This Colt's got to go. Yeah, my background's a little harder, a little more contentious today, that's for sure. No, actually not, but I don't know. Sometimes I've noticed that happier, floatier pictures are a little better too, but maybe we'll go. Hey from Thailand. Good morning. Yeah, it's pretty early. We dropped the kids off at school over here. Yeah. Anyway, Christians or BHI? Come on up and be the first real guest of the day. Well, second guest in line, but probably not. I don't know. It's hard to tell if that guy was a troll or not. I want to say he wasn't, but I don't know. Who can tell, man? Can't tell the difference between a nut job and a religious person or a troll. Satire is completely lost on religion now. Completely and utterly lost. Who knows? Who knows what these mofos are talking about? Let's switch around and see what happens. Yeah. Try moving them around, see what happens. Keep the science going. I pray more people leave in a mass exodus from this faith because it's ridiculous and untrue. Amen. Amen. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Show's, oh shit, it ain't been 15 minutes yet, so. We are still brand new in the day. Brand new in the day, brand new. Gonna run on solo for a while. At least for a moment there. Oh my God, what am I swapping away from? Good morning, what's up, everybody? What it is. Jesus is not a prophet. He is a phony, a liar, a fake old Messiah, a faking. He's a fake one, Mr. Jesus. Anyway, Christians or BHI, come on up. All I asked is that you are capable of actually having a conversation like an adult. There's no proof. There is only ridiculous belief. All right, maybe we got somebody here. Why does this always act so weird for me now? Is it my phone? Like, is my phone messing up? What the hell is happening here? Oh, it finally worked. Shit. Hold on. Let's say Beyond. Hey,
How's it,
Beyond.
mate?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Good in yourself, bud. Having a good day.
Oh, yeah. 1 second here. Sorry. All right. So, are you over 18, Beyond?
Yeah, in my 30s.
Awesome. Awesome. You're one of the Christians, I'm assuming?
Yeah, correct.
Cool, cool. So, which one of these facts up here are you in denial of today?
Well, the bad teachings. So, like, and before I begin, let me just explain. I kind of trust people if their actions align with their words before anything else. So, like, I take actions always louder than words. So then when I look at Jesus and I say, okay, well, how do I expect my mom to be educated? I mean, we're not from some wealthy family. We're literally, and I excuse the word, but we're common people. We're not elite. We're not famous. We're not known. And Jesus educates Mary, a common, general, normal woman, addresses her by name and not number. In action, she's equal in status to every single man sitting in the group. And then he defends her choice to choose education over household servitude. So I'm saying, well, if that's what I expect of my mom, then I kind of trust and like Jesus' teachings on that specific. I mean, we don't just one thing at a time. I would say educating my mom, I like what he did there, because the problem is I've tried to find all four of those things: general, common, equal name, equal in status, and then defending her choice. And I just can't find it in history, all four. Yes, I find one or two, maybe even three, not all four together before him. And I'm like, but I like what he did, because if you remove one of those things, I promise you, but you're not going to be educating my mom.
Okay. So, what about Jesus' bad teachings?
Well, that's the kind of thing. Maybe you can help me with those ones.
Yeah. What about him calling the Canaanite woman a dog?
I heard that one, and then I looked into the word, and it was a house puppy. Well, not puppy. It's more about a house dog, a little dog. So puppy is a bit of a more of a softer, cuter word. But I know it's not the ravaged dog on the street. But nevertheless, how does he still end up? He still gives her what she asked for. So
He told her it was
don't
not
see
fair to
it.
take children's food and throw it to the dogs. He meant her.
Yeah.
It wasn't
No,
calling her a
no, but
puppy, sir.
no, I understand. I get what you're saying, but remember, I like to also stay in line with what was, well, with this concept. The Bible was written for us, but not to us. So I go back to the language that was written in it. When I do that, I see the type of word used is more used for little dogs and house dogs rather than the street mutt. So I don't
Okay,
see
well, what's
Jesus
the
calling
difference
the
in
woman
words you're
street
talking
mutt.
about? What word means street dogs and other dogs means dogs, or whatever you're trying to argue?
I'm not. If you really give me 5 minutes, I'll quickly go get it for you. But I know I've looked at it. You're welcome to go look at it further. If I'm talking shit, you're welcome to say this guy, he was utterly wrong. It's not. But I've looked at it. Well, we actually spoke yesterday
I'm going to
about
say
with
you're
some
wrong. He
rabbi.
was just calling her a dog in a negative
Okay.
context.
Okay. Well, I can
I mean, he was
understand
completely
that
ignoring
if
her.
I
He
read
wasn't even
English.
going to talk to her. He only said anything to her because the disciples said, "Hey, she's yelling at us. Will you tell this lady you're going to have to talk to her because she's annoying us?" So that's when Jesus said, "We don't throw our food to dogs." And she makes a witty remark about even dogs eat crumbs off the floor. And he's like, "Oh, okay, fine. I'll hear your daughter."
Okay. So, and what was he testing? Did he test anything? Because ultimately, what happened? He says publicly
What was he? He was
affirms her
testing her
faith.
to admit she was a
No,
dog? Is that what you're
no.
talking about?
You're missing what I'm saying. You're missing the
That's
what.
what
So let me
happened.
clarify. If I can clarify, it's
Yeah.
that when he's saying not the dog part, at the end, what he does is he commends her for her faith. So whether one could say he's degrading her, and yes, if I'm reading common day English, it's called a dog. If the word was puppy, you would probably have a different situation. But
Why would
if
he
I
call
go
her a
back
puppy?
to well, because a puppy's loved in the house. It's not a rejected street dog.
This is obviously not about loving the puppy in the house. This don't have
Yeah, but
anything
it's
to
an
do with that.
analogy. It's about an analogy. Well, the whole thing is the
Well,
word.
if it's an analogy, it's a really nasty one because he's calling a woman a dog here.
Well, it's also it's historically contextual. Are they not? It's trying to bring it into context. Now, I can agree with you that on the surface level, it seems horrible. Okay, great. Does he still give the woman satisfaction, happiness? Does he still recommend her for her faith? Does he?
Yeah, after
rebuke
she
her? Does
learns
he
her
rebuke
place of being a dog. Yeah.
Okay, but again, the way you see it as just plain English, I don't see it written then as that time, and I don't see how it fits into Jesus' analogy and the rest of his character. But listen, if that's the one bad thing that makes Jesus so evil, okay.
I didn't say it was the one. This is just the first example so far.
Perfect. Next one.
Okay. So we agree that it was a bad teaching for him to call a woman a dog?
No, I wouldn't say that, because I would say that it's an analogy, and still the effect afterwards is recognition and still reward. And just an analogy, and if I use the context of when it's written, well, it's not talking about she's a street mutt. If it was the word for a street rabid dog, yeah.
There is no word for a street rabid dog, dude. You're making that up. There's not a word for a good dog and a word for a bad dog, but they both mean dog. One just means good dog, one means bad dog. That don't exist.
Give me 1 second. I'll just get the wording for you. Okay. Kai, forgive my pronunciation, please, brother. I am not Greek. Kaironarion equals little dog, small house dog. Puppy would be the softer English word. The harsher word for a scavenger street dog is keon. So there's two different words that are being used contextually.
Well, there's two words in one and one word in the other one, so.
No, there's K, and then that's the end of all the KY is the end of the rest of the joining of the similarities between your words. Like,
Well,
so if you look
you're the
it up,
first
like,
person I've ever
literally look
had
it
try
up.
to make a distinguishment on the dog language used.
Yeah, no, because
That's,
it's
interesting.
specific, because I'm trying to be as historically accurate as possible. I mean, it would be stupid for me to take 2016 language of English and try and force that onto that. I mean, that's why we have these manuscripts. We can go back and say, okay, well, what was the actual thing saying? And then what is the contextual history amongst the culture? And what is the word for a savage dog?
What's the word for dog is the question you're looking for, not savage dog. You're adding those contexts to it.
Okay, but it's literally two different
Like
words.
there's
The
words
one
to
is
say a
generally
savage
used for
or a street
small
dog and a word to say a house puppy, but you have to add words to dog. He just called the woman a dog.
No, you're missing it. The word he uses is attributed to small dogs, house dogs. There's another word that is used in Greek that is attributed to dogs on the street. He's not just saying
Yeah,
you're a
the
dog. in
words
general.
are one is house dog and the other one is street dog, but there's only one word for dog.
Okay, so does Jesus use the only one
but
word for dog?
We're gonna have to get off the dog word in Greek or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay. Can
All
we
right,
move
let's
to the
just
next?
move on.
What's
let's,
the next one?
Let's get to something a little. Yeah, the next one's from the same chapter. Jesus is chastising the Pharisees for not putting their disobedient children to death. How about that one?
Oh, I haven't actually come across that one. So I would be talking stupidly if I even passed a comment. But you're welcome to educate me. Give me your context, how you saw it, how you understand it, and then I would love to take that information. I'm going to follow you.
Yeah, the Pharisees
And
come to
then-
Jesus and they're asking why he's breaking the tradition of the elders by not washing his hands. And he says, why are you breaking the commandments of God by not killing your kids? He's calling them hypocrites because they don't kill their kids.
Okay, I'm just going to look into that one. My mate,
Oh,
I will go and look into
Matthew
that one.
15.
But I do need. Sorry, give me the verse again.
It's Matthew chapter 15, verses 1 through 7.
1 through 7. Okay, brilliant. I'll have a look. I do need. I'm stealing work time. So before I get in too much shit, thank you, buddy. I will try and come up again, and I have followed you. Thank you for hearing me out. Have a good day.
No problem.
Cheers, bud.
Well, didn't get anywhere with that. I guess I should have led with that one. Well, alrighty. Nobody in the guest box at the moment. Jesus was using the word for puppy there. I just translated it to dog. Damn. Anyway, if you are a Christian or a Hebrew Israelite, the guest queue is wide open. So come on in and yeah. Let's see if we can't have a decent conversation today. That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. What up, Douglas? Good morning. What's going on? Been rolling on a little over 20 minutes. Still relatively fresh today. Still relatively fresh. Excuse me. There's some chocolate milk here. Ugh, sinus is acting up today. The Zyrtec is running me afoul. Yeah, I'll say. The burdens of superstition weighs heavily on the human mind. Anyway, the queue is wide open, so come on in if you are a Christian or a BHI. I'm telling you. I ain't too horrible at the moment. Earlier, I was sneezing my ass off right before I started the live. I'm like, crap. That one, man. Protect me from the tree allergies there. Lord Raptor God, place your devastating claws upon me and protect me from the sperm of the trees that floats about in the air that absolutely consumes our nostrils and our sinus cavities. Protect us from the woe that is caused by the horniness of trees and plants, weeds, and other such vile, detestable air sperms. So, all women. Praise the Raptor Jesus. Imagine he's forgiven me by now, so hopefully he will remove this terrible curse that I've brought onto myself. And heal me from the woes of the devastation that I've incurred. Hey, Mommy. Good morning. Well, I guess the folks that think slavery is good tend to back up a God that backs up their position on slavery. So, unfortunately, in 2026, we still have a whole bunch of humans that are just morally bankrupt compared to others. And sadly, some of them are, many are Christians. Sadly enough, what's the old saying there? No hate like Christian love. That's certainly not true of all, but certainly true of many. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Let's see. The algorithm's moving, but it is slow today, that's for sure. Slower than it has been, that's for sure. Doing good on the screen taps and stuff, though. Appreciate y'all. Screen tapping helps, comments helps, reposting the live helps a lot. And they are all much appreciated. All much appreciated. Alright, let's see. I might have someone else here. Christian. I don't know if that's the name Christian. That means
nigger, 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 big black nigger, big black nigger, big black fucking fat nigger, big black nigger, nigger, nigger.
You know that's not an actual banned word, don't you? Yeah, that's definitely probably a Christian. What's that? Lives some motherfuckers lives. But, hey, I know all y'all racial obscenities today at other lives there. Well, I think we know who you voted for. Yeah. Well, technically, that's why I started the channel, was to lunatics like that we have to share the planet with, unfortunately. So, what better thing to do than try to talk some sense into these motherfuckers out here? That's all we can do, for real. So, it's what I try to do, man. It's what I try to do. Because sharing planet Earth is just an unfortunate part of reality sometimes. We'll have to deal with it, I suppose. He said he sent me a rose. Yeah, I guess we do. Maybe we can get a few of them on board, though. You know, perhaps, just perhaps, they'll stop being pieces of crap out here advocating for slavery and shit, which is just pretty fucking sad. You know, they do that, though, as we heard from the first guest. Part of me says he's a troll, but other part of me said I've talked to that lunatic before. Anyway, if you're a Christian or BHI, and you disagree with one of these facts up here, and you are capable of an actual conversation like adults, then come on up. Or you can come and yell racial obscenities like these other absolute fucking losers do. Anyway. Come on in, come on through. Here, we'll swap it around again. Since we talked about Jesus last time, we'll do a God one this time, and then we'll go do some more Jesus. Yep. Just left Christianity. Good for you. Got out the cult. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Pretty much. Yep. Slow day so far. Well, slow day for actual conversations. Had several guests though. And again, we've only been on right at half an hour, so still early in the day as well. Still early in the day. Still early in the day. So if you are a Christian or BHI, we still got a lot of time. So we need some maybe redemptive qualities in a Christian to come up, or BHI, whatever. Yeah. Anyway. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, rough morning so far. We've brought out well, at least one guy, as short as it were. Let's have one guy who's willing to talk for a couple of minutes at least. The algorithm's slow today, but it's moving, so maybe we'll get somebody. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why it moves better sometimes than other times, but I have have the faith of a mustard seed, which is the strongest of faith overall. You know what I'm saying? That we'll actually get a decent conversation in here. There's the godless one. Good morning, my man. It's my hero up in here. Good morning, brother. Good morning. We have not had a too productive of a morning so far. What's going on, man? I've had a couple people up, but nothing of note. Nothing significant yet. BHI means Black Hebrew Israelite, is what that means. And we talked to, I don't know, maybe one or two a week. Talked to one, I think, day before yesterday. There was one came up. I hear every now and then, what's up, Resurrected Skeptic? What's going on, man? What it is, what it is. Well, oh yeah, I have noticed that on several lives, but maybe we're finally chipped them down. But besides, I haven't been having the problem too much. Not too much. Today's been a little weird, just because the ones coming up ain't staying long, and they're pretty crazy. Really nice. Oh fuck yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to that, Godless. Looking forward to that. Yeah, it hadn't been too bad for the most part. I've had plenty of people to talk to. Today's been a little weird though. Today has been a little weird. Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be cool to see what the issues are, how they're resolved, or then maybe whatever. I'm still looking forward to it. I really like to see it. See the conclusion through here. Algorithm's moving somewhat okay. It's way lower than usual, but it's definitely moving a little bit. What up, Dave Saves? All right, Christians or BHI, come on up. We need a decent conversation today. Where's those at? Where them's at? Where do you? Oh wait. Oh yeah, I guess that's all right. I was gonna say we're gonna mix that around, but what's up, dog? What's up, Mark? Good morning. Good morning. Only about 35 minutes into the show today. We've had several people up, but not nothing too productive, unfortunately. So we're waiting on maybe the first real guest of the day. It comes up for more than a couple minutes and doesn't just be like, yeah, slavery's okay. We have birth certificates. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man? Christina the Godless. What's up? Good morning. Hey, everybody. Still waiting on a decent conversation this morning. We've had several folks up. Just nothing worth mentioning too much. But anyway, any moment now, we expect the good old believer there. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? I think I've been on 30, where we at? 30, a little over 35 minutes now. I jumped on about 8 o'clock. Maybe slightly after 8 a.m. Central. You might as well make it white. Just making shit up anyway. Might as well make up fucking skin color. We're not. What difference does it make? I don't think we're going for accuracy in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Not sure accuracy is the Christian gold there. Should have made him blue like there's some blue gods in Hinduism. That would have really set him apart. Right. White for purity, you know what I mean? Like, albino. Yikes. So, anyway, where are the Christians at today? The ones who are capable of a good conversation. Rather have some quality over quantity, personally. We've had up 3 or 4 guests already, but nothing of note. Nothing of note. Let me see here. Let's see. All right, well, maybe we got somebody here. Let's look. Oh, get them load in here. Truvon, are you there? I don't think they're loading in. Truvon. I don't know why. Truvon, if you're there on purpose, you're not loading in. You probably have a bad signal. So if you get a little bit better signal, request back up, and I'll bring you back up there. All right, here we go. Maybe it'll.
Hello?
Truvon, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what's up, man? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Cool. Are you one of the Christians?
Yes, please.
Cool, man.
I
So, which
I
one of
heard you
these topics you
heard
want to
you were
address
like,
here? Huh?
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, do you want to address the injustice part up here?
Right. I think that's just one of your opinions. And I was hearing that. I was listening to you and you were saying you just wanted to have a decent conversation, so that's why I'm here.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, why do you think God is not justice, love, or kindness? What makes you think so?
Well, I have this standard of justice, and God fails it. Like not punishing innocent people for the crimes of the guilty, making punishments match crimes, stuff like that. God punishes innocent people harshly, so that's why I say he's unjust.
Oh no, that's pretty weird because God is the one who said, "I will take life for life." So I think that's the righteous judgment God has. I don't know what justice
Well,
you're
that's not
talking about.
just though. That's just God taking life arbitrarily if he wants to kill people. That's not an argument for justice, I don't think.
No, God said, if you unalive someone, another person will be unalived, whoever unalived him, right?
No.
Oh, you don't know what I'm
That's
talking about?
like the penalty under law, but I'm talking about God himself punishing innocent people.
Like who?
like a bunch of people. Like he punishes the son for the iniquity of the father when God himself says that's unjust. Says a son shall not be put to death for the sin of the father, nor the father for the sin of the son. But God does that constantly.
Jesus did that on his own accord. You know that, right?
Jesus did what?
Jesus died on the cross for the sins of the world on his own accord.
Well, it wasn't his accord; it was God's accord. Jesus didn't want to die.
No, we know that Jesus did that on his own accord, right? From John 10:18.
No, we know Jesus didn't do it of his own accord. He begged God not to do it to him. He says, "Please remove this cup from me. I do not want this burden, but do your will and not my will." So Jesus begged him not to do it to him, but God did it anyway.
Because Jesus was also going to experience crucifixion, which is really a barbaric punishment for a human being. Don't you think so?
Yeah, totally.
For doing nothing.
I mean, Rome crucified like 300,000 people probably in their history. Right. So, I mean, Jesus got the same punishment as 300,000 other people did. There was nothing special about it in that regard.
Right, but there is, if you look at this through a spiritual discernment, that's when you will understand why he had to die for the world, for the sins of the world.
Right. Well, what about when God punishes the son for the sins of the father?
Which context? I don't understand the context here. Which son?
Any context where he unalives the son for what the father did.
Can you point
like you wouldn't say it's justified to, like, say you committed a crime if somebody took your whole family and executed them too along with you for the crime, would you?
No, that's not fair. Yeah, that's definitely not fair.
So you understand God does that a whole bunch, right?
No, I just want to know the specific incident you're talking about, specific event that happened.
Well, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them, but I can give you a good example here.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you've read number 16, a man named Korah is talking to Moses, and he lights some incense. And that's what the priests are supposed to do. So he's like trying to take the priesthood or something. And number 16. So, yeah, so long story short, Korah and his whole family, including his wives, his children, and his infants, are dropped alive into Sheol with him for what Korah did for lighting incense.
For doing what?
For lighting incense.
For lighting incense? Just for that?
Yeah. Yeah, just for that.
I mean...
That's what the priesthood's supposed to do.
Okay. What was Korah's mistake?
Lighting incense.
No, you're just suppressing the whole context. I don't know. I'm just...
No, I think in your head you're thinking, how could God possibly unalive a whole family for lighting incense? But you probably ought to just read the chapter, or we can just read it right now. But that's exactly what happens.
What is... I mean,
so God has no problem unaliving people for the most mundane of crimes. Like, he unalives people for picking up sticks. He unalived Lot's wife for looking in the wrong direction. He unalives a guy for spilling semen on the floor and not in his brother's widow. Like, God kills arbitrarily. There's nothing just about this.
Okay. What's the other one you were saying again? Like, another incident?
How about 2 Samuel 12? David and Bathsheba's infant son.
Okay, that's great. I know that. I know what you're talking about exactly. I can answer that. Yeah. All right. So David is a king. We know that, right? He's a king of the entire nation of Israel at that point in time, and he did a heinous crime, right? He killed Uriah, and he slept with his wife Bathsheba, and we don't know. I'm not really sure if Uriah had children with Bathsheba, but they have gone fatherless. So you put David on trial now, all right? What does he deserve?
David deserves to die according to the law.
No, he's a king. If he dies, there are no like
Oh,
people are
so the
people
law
are gonna go
doesn't
hungry.
apply to you if you're a king? Does it say that? Do you get a
No,
special
no.
exemption from the law?
I mean, David is an anointed one. I'm not saying kings don't deserve punishment. David was a shepherd boy who was anointed to be a king of Israel.
Right.
So yeah. So whatever he did, we need to do justice for Uriah now. Tell me that we're talking about that. We
So
need justice for
obviously you have
Uriah.
to bash their infant's head out.
Oh, God didn't do that. No, God didn't bash the
Oh, my
infant.
bad. Yeah, he strikes the child and makes it sick for a week, and then it does.
That's because he had a child with Bathsheba, right? We know that's
Yeah.
adultery.
Yeah, God killed it.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
of
they
course,
have another child right after that. God makes that child a king.
because David was punishment. David was punished in the first
Sure,
place.
but what crimes? What was the baby's crime that it was executed for?
I mean, see, babies are the consequence of crimes. Babies are not the crimes themselves. Babies are what.
Right, and you agreed with me before this conversation that if God was putting down the son for the sin of the father, that wouldn't be just.
No, again, babies, like the children that people have, are the consequences. If you do mistakes, you do have
Okay.
consequences for that, right?
Okay, so you're okay with abortions as long as it's like the babies are born of an illicit union.
No, that's gonna be a different topic. But let's just address David right now. We
Well,
want
it's
to
the
do.
same thing. David commits the sin, and the baby's the one that dies for it and suffers on God's
No,
orders. Yeah.
I mean, again,
Here, hold on.
uh,
Here, let me read a couple lines for you. It says, David said to
question.
Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said to David, now the Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die. Nevertheless, but because by this deed you have utterly scorned the Lord, the child born to you shall die. And Nathan went to his house. The Lord struck the child whom Uriah's wife bore to David, and it became very ill. So the Lord is striking an innocent baby ill, making it sick for a week, and then it dies while David begs him not to kill the child, but he does anyway.
Would this be
If this is
because
just, I'm
David
the
committed
Pope,
these
man.
heinous crimes, or no?
Do what?
Would this be because David committed heinous crimes, or no?
Well, yeah, that's why the child was put down, but the child didn't have anything to do with that. If justice is getting what you deserve, then David should have been the one to
Look,
bear the
he
punishment for this crime, not an innocent child that was made to suffer and die.
the
David didn't
child.
get a scratch.
No, David did. That's when
No,
his
he
whole
didn't.
kingdom falls apart. His family falls
No.
apart from there.
Nope.
No, that
Nope.
David was never the same person after this. After what happened to this,
Yes, he was. He has another child right after that with the same woman, and that child is a king, a celebrated king. Like God loves
right,
that baby. Yeah.
right, but
It's the
how are
same
we even
dude with
punishing
the
David
same
here?
woman from before. God kills this baby. David
That's right.
Bathsheba. David
That's why when
Bathsheba, another baby. God makes it a king. Like,
right. Like that's why when we
yeah.
started this conversation, I asked you, let's put David on trial, and just
Yeah, we are.
judge him.
And what
Yeah,
happened to David's sin?
Davidson.
Yeah. It says
That
David's
one.
sin was put away.
No, it's not. His baby died. What of
Here,
like,
I'll just read it again since I don't guess you heard that. David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. Now the Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die. He put away the sin of David, and he put the sin on to an innocent child, a baby.
wait, hold on. You're reading 2 Samuel 12. What verse is it?
That was verse 13, 14, and 15.
13 for I have sinned against the Lord. Okay, but you gotta read the first 12 verses as well
Well,
before
the
before
first,
getting there. We
well,
gotta
that
know what
doesn't.
David was punished with in the first place to get there.
We've already agreed on that. We know why he's punished
No,
for
no, no,
adultery
no, no.
with
I'm
Bathsheba.
asking.
10 of
I'm
David's
asking.
wives are also punished for this, and we hadn't even got to that yet.
Yes, brother, but I'm asking justice for Uriah here. He died, and he's
Uriah.
yeah. I need justice for that guy. He's a warrior.
Okay, so
He's a
the
skilled
innocent
warrior.
baby, you're saying the innocent baby paid for Uriah now?
That's not what I'm saying. No, no.
Well, I'm trying to figure out where the justice is. Like, you started off by saying it would not be justified to punish the son
Right,
for the sin of the
right.
father. Here, we're showing you where the son is definitely being punished for the sin of the father, but now it's just all of a sudden.
Okay. The prophet Nathan comes to David and he reads out, like he tells David about a judgment that God had given him, right? Like he
Yeah.
prophesies, like he kind of tells that in a parable, sort of, right?
Well, there ain't no parable. It's just saying the Lord's
Like
putting away your sins.
the Lord sent Nathan when he came to him, said there was two men. Yeah, and so he goes on to explain a story of two men, how a rich person a rich person steals the only lamb of a poor person, right? He goes on to tell that story, and then he tells the judgment of God, right?
And the judgment of God is to put the innocent baby to death after making
No,
it
that's
sick for a
not
week.
what all it is. You're just
Huh?
only focusing on that, but that's not all
That's
what
the part I
David got.
brought up originally that you
That's
said God didn't do.
God didn't do. No, I did not say that God didn't do. God didn't. God
Yes, you
did.
did. I asked you before we started this. I said, would you consider this injustice? And you said, yeah, definitely.
I mean, like, look at this way. That's what I told you. This child was a consequence of a sin.
I know, but the baby is innocent. It's being punished for the sin of the father. That is not justice.
How can we say that about a baby? Like,
What?
yeah. You can't even tell baby never did a mistake. Like,
Yeah, it's a
what do
baby.
you know?
It can't
What
even
do
hold
you
its
know
head
about
up.
what would you know about what he would become after becoming an adult? Like, what do you
What
know
difference
about
does
that?
it make?
But God knows. God is all knowing. God knows the future.
Well,
Right?
he was a
I mean,
prince, so he would have probably been a king.
okay. So,
Yeah. So,
I mean,
it
I'm
ain't a
s-
king
I'm
now,
s-
is it? Because God killed it.
no. See, that's not the only judgment David got.
I know. God had
No.
10 of his wives. Great, too. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Let's read about verse 11. This is what the Lord says: out of your own household, I'm going to bring calamity on you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to one who is close to you, and he will sleep with your wives in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So,
So not only did God not punish David for David's crimes, but he also had 10 of David's wives great, and he unalives an innocent baby.
okay, fine, yeah, I agree with that. But what I want to say is, my argument is, I think David
So
would
how
never
in the
know.
world is this justice to have 10
No,
women great who didn't have
no,
anything to do with the adultery
yes,
and unalive an innocent baby?
yeah, I agree with whatever you're saying. But listen to my argument as well. I'm telling you, David would never know the weight of his crime, the actual sense of his crime, if he wouldn't have gone through this. That's all I'm saying. Didn't have to go through whatever he been through. He would have never known what is the weight of the crime he did. Just
So David
Jeremiah.
wouldn't have known he broke the law unless God had 10 of his wives.
It happened. We know that, right? In 2 Samuel
It
16,
did
it didn't
happen.
happen. No, he slept with his concubine, not with his wives. David's son.
That's the same thing. Concubines are wives, man.
Okay, you can say that too, but again,
Well, they
there
are.
is no way David's gonna know about someone stealing their wife. Do you
David
know?
knew about
Do you
this.
understand? No, David knew. David wouldn't know
All of Israel knew
punishment of
about
that sin.
this. God had them graped in front of the sight of all of Israel in broad daylight. Everybody knew about it. It wasn't a secret.
See, God didn't tell David's son to do that. He did that by
Yes, he
making a bad
did.
child. He allowed it to happen. Yes, God allowed it to happen. But again, God did not command.
God ordered that
Abi-
it happen. He says, I will take your wives and give them to your neighbor. This is God saying, I am going to do this.
Yes,
It is a
but
punishment.
God did not. But God did not command Absalom to go sleep with David's concubines. God did not command that. He allowed it. Yes.
Who
He
raised
allowed
up
it to
this
happen.
trouble against who raised up this trouble against David?
Who raised up this trouble against David? That's
Yeah.
the judgment. That's not a trouble.
And
You
who
know that, right?
a judgment from who?
Judgment from God. Yes.
Exactly. So God raised up this trouble against him. God did
Again,
this
that-
thing.
Again,
How
we
can
gotta.
you deny that?
We should be better judges here, because God did not tell David to go sleep with Bathsheba. God did not tell David to go kill Uriah. God did not say that.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Why are we
maybe
blaming God
since
for
David
making a
is the one
judgment
who
here?
committed this heinous act, maybe not make a innocent child suffer and die for it.
God, like I was saying in the beginning of our conversation, God will take accountability for a life. That's what he said in Genesis chapter 6.
Yeah, but that's the
I will
point of
take
this
life
is
for life.
injustice. And I said it's because
not
he
injustice,
punishes
no.
the innocent for the crimes of the guilty. And you agreed with me that that is not justice, sir.
Sorry, you kind of went over me. Can you say that again?
You agreed with me that punishing innocent people, sons for the
Right.
sins of the father, is
Right.
not justice. And now we are talking about an obvious case
Again,
of the son being punished for the sin of the father, but now it's just somehow?
it's again like we gotta be better judges here. We gotta be better judges.
That would be
That's all
great
I'm
if you
saying.
would. Please do that.
Yeah, I am.
Let's hold this
I
guy
am being
accountable
better.
for murdering innocents, man.
Conditions always apply. What are we? How are we even not like taking that?
Do they
taking
apply
that
to
into
the innocent?
consideration? Do they apply to the innocent?
Yeah.
Depends on the crime, right?
How come you can't just call this injustice?
Why am I not calling this injustice, right?
Yeah, how come you can't just call this injustice when you know it
I'm
is?
just being like, I'm just making a rational judgment here. That's why. But that's
It's
why I'm
not
not calling it
rational.
injustice.
You agreed with me that it's not justice to do this. Then we read a case of this being done, and now you're saying it's just somehow or another?
No, I'm just thinking through the context, the historical event that happened, right? I'm thinking of myself being in that position to judge these people. I want you to do that as well. And you're telling that
That's what
this
I'm
baby's
judging
life-
God. I'm holding
yeah.
God to a standard here, and God is failing the standard miserably.
No, God always put up with his word. He said, I will
God
take life
says
for
this
life.
is unjust. God says it is not just to punish the son for the sin of the father. And here he's doing the thing he says is unjust.
Where did he say that?
What do you mean? Where did he say that?
Where did he say it's unjust to punish the son for the father's sin?
It says it in Ezekiel 18, Deuteronomy 24, and verse 16. Parents shall not be put to death for their children, nor shall children be put to death for their parents. Only for their own crimes may persons be put to death.
Only for their own crimes. Deuteronomy 24, you said? I want to read that. Read that.
Deuteronomy 24, verse 16.
Hold on one sec. Bear with me. Parents are not to be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their parents. Each will die for their own sin. Okay.
Yeah, what happened to that?
So these are like the laws given to Moses, right?
Yeah. And God says all his laws are just, and all his laws are what's doing good and right in his sight. So if that is just, then doing the opposite of that would have to be unjust, wouldn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna read the context of Deuteronomy 24:16. Do not take advantage of a hired worker who's poor and needy, whether that worker is a fellow Israelite or a foreign residing in one of the towns. Pay them their wages each day before sunset, because they are poor and are counting on it. Otherwise, they may cry to the Lord against you, and you will be guilty of sin.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
So,
to get the
if God is
context.
saying it is unjust to withhold wages from poor people, then if you do that, you're being unjust, right?
Right.
Right. So in the same way that he says it is unjust to put children to death for the crimes of their parents, then God is violating justice. He is doing an injustice here.
I do
In the
not
case of
think
Korah
so.
and the case of David and a whole bunch of other cases that we haven't even got to yet.
Right. I mean, I love these conversations because these make me think critically. But there's nothing that came against God's judgment that proves that God's judgment was wrong. Till this
Yes,
day.
it does. His own words prove it's wrong.
No. These are definitely arguments. I love these arguments, okay? Whatever you're saying, maybe, yes. Like, according to the law, maybe God didn't have to put these babies, like the baby to death for whatever David did. I agree with that. But we still got to
What
look at
about
the
Korah's
context.
kids?
We still
Korah's
do have
wife and
to,
Korah's kids were killed too.
we still do have to get the righteous judgment according to, what David done. That's
It's
all I'm
not
saying.
righteous. It's murder.
Again, like I've always addressed the part where God allowed David's concubines to be, assaulted by his son.
Okay,
But again,
so how's that justice then?
that is justice. That is definitely justice.
You have got to be kidding me, man.
Yeah, brother, I'm being honest here because like I
Do
say,
you
like
hear
I said,
yourself? You're saying
I
it's
do.
justice
I
that
do. I
10
do.
women were
Let me
raped because of what David did.
Let me.
Can I ask, hey, Truvine, I want to hear you defend this because I think it's been bad enough so far. But
Can I just complete with whatever?
no, I know. I just want you to defend what I'm getting ready to
Okay.
read to you.
This is Dr. Josh.
Hey,
So, hey, while the sun didn't rise, a fiery glow was amidst them. He slashed the wombs of the pregnant, ripped out babies. Of their strongest, he cut the necks. The smoke of their land shut off their troops. The one who sins against Yahweh turns into ruin. Let me sing the victory of Yahweh mighty, who keeps on going to battle. Can you defend that for me?
Is this the prophecy against Babylon?
I just want you to defend what's being said here.
I can defend anything that God does, but
Go for it.
yeah, I would say whatever God is doing is because He needs to judge evil. Not any one of you or anyone in this life would be, okay with someone who is evil getting away with anything, right?
So you're saying that if another nation like rebels against or sins against the God, that justifies the king of that land going and slashing open pregnant women.
Slashing open pregnant women.
Did you not hear that part?
I did, but again, this is just God's judgment against these.
So that was a yes.
For whatever
just to be
they
clear,
have done.
that was a yes. It is justified. If the nation has sinned against the deity, then it is justified for the king of that nation to go and slash open the wombs of the pregnant.
See how you just suppressed everything what they did.
Yeah, I just read the text to you.
I don't even know what
was
verse it is,
sinning.
but I'm still defending it.
Their crime
Yeah, I
was
just want
sinning
you to
against
say-
Yahweh.
Yeah, I just want you to say,
Right?
yes, that is a just response to slash open the wombs of the pregnant woman. Go ahead.
Again, you are not gonna gain anything if you're listening to that. But if you wanna hear that, I'm gonna
Yes, I
take
do.
everything in the Bible is just.
Great.
Let's-
So yes
let's
is
just
the
get that.
answer.
Let's just get that right.
So yes,
sure that's
it
a
is
yes.
just.
Pretty sure that's a yes. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so thank you for defending the actions of the Neo-Assyrian king against his enemies on behalf of the god Asher.
Again, we were talking about God here.
No. I'm talking
the god
about
Asher.
the god Asher.
God,
'Cause that's
Asher?
what you just defended.
No, I
You
told
did.
you.
Because this,
I told
sir,
you, we
what
were
I
talking
read
about
you,
only God Yahweh.
hello, what I read
We were
you,
talking about only
what,
God
yeah.
Yahweh.
Can you, if
I
you,
told you.
Chef,
I didn't even know your words.
if you can just go ahead and calm yourself down, Truvine, right? I'll graft this into you. Right? What I read to you was from a Neo-Assyrian royal inscription, and I replaced the word Asher, which is the name of the deity of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, with Yahweh. And you defended those actions.
I even told you that I didn't know that verse you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I know,
Did I tell you
because
or
it's
no?
from a Neo-Assyrian royal
Did I
inscription.
tell you or no?
You defended
defended
it. You said it's a just thing.
I thought, again, I
If
I
one
verified if that
nation-
was a prophecy against Babylon.
Right. So all you're doing then
You did not
is
confirm
special
that.
pleading.
Again,
All
you
you're
did
doing is
not
special
confirm that.
pleading.
You were not being informative. What how am I supposed to be?
I was
know?
being very informative.
No, sir.
Yeah, I just showed that all you're doing is special pleading.
Special pleading?
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, you're saying you're saying anything's okay when God does it, no matter what. 'cause
I
it's
want-
God.
I want
Unfortunately,
everyone to
you
be a
didn't
better
defend
judge.
your God.
That's
You
it.
defended a different God when he had
Dr.
pregnant
Josh,
when
I
he
just
ripped
want
it.
everyone to be better judge. And even host. I want you
Right,
all
I
to be
want
better judges.
you. I want you to be a judge.
Okay.
Right? Because all you're doing, first of all, you came up here and you said, no, God doesn't do that stuff. Then Abe showed you that he does. And you said, well, whatever God does is just. So this is the only context
is not
in which
about
you will
proving me
say
wrong.
things like, listen, you said several times that it's not just to unalive a child for something that the father does. And then as soon as he showed you that that's what Yahweh did, you said, no, that is just.
That's why I asked you. I said, why are you afraid
That
to
is
hold God to
just-
the standard you just agreed
Hold on.
to?
That is just for David. That's what I said. That
Right.
is
So
the
you
righteous
just have
judgment
no
for David.
standard. The only standard that you have is if God does it, then it's just. So you actually have no way of judging whether an action is moral or not.
What makes you say that?
Well, I mean, I think we
You've
just
proven it.
demonstrated it. Is it immoral to unalive an infant because of something that the father does?
But God also said that he was going to take
No.
life for
Answer
life.
my question.
No,
Answer
I'm
my
answering your
question.
question.
No, you're not answering it.
You're
Is
not-
it immoral, sir? Is it immoral to unalive an infant because of something that the father does?
You want an yes or no answer for this?
Yes, I do want a yes or no answer.
I know, I know.
It demonstrates the point that you
You don't have
can't
to
give
tell
it.
that. You don't
Yeah,
have
you
to tell, I know.
can't give it because you can't say that it is immoral because all you can say is as long as God doesn't do it, right? If God does it, then it's moral.
But God also said he's going to take life for life. How are we missing on that?
That is an irrelevant statement.
That has to be
Yeah.
rational. That's what
Do
I'm
you know
saying.
We
what it
just want
means?
you-
Do you know what it means to
Hold
take a
yourself
life
to your
for a
own
life?
standard.
Tell me what you think that means.
God is gonna be making someone accountable for everything they did. If you
Sorry,
go and lie someone,
sorry. So let me be clear. When the text says eye for eye, tooth for tooth, wound for wound, burn for burn, life for life, do you think that means any life or the life of the person that committed the crime?
again, in this case, David was
No.
an anointed one.
What in the case of the text that you're quoting, does life for life mean anybody's life or the life of the person that committed the crime?
No, why can't we just imagine ourselves in this
Why
picture?
can't you just answer my question?
All you're asking me is just some.
It's a very easy question.
We're trying to get you to understand your own standard and actually apply it here, where you're clearly not.
I'm just trying to understand you. I mean, you guys are making me think about this, and I'm being honest. Like, I don't want to.
Okay, well,
I
it
don't wanna
doesn't
beat
seem
around
like
the
you're
bush.
being honest. It
I
feels like
am.
you're being
I am.
dodgy. Okay, then prove me wrong here. Okay, I just
I
need an
don't want to
answer
prove
from
you
you.
wrong. I don't want to prove you wrong.
No. That's fine. So in Exodus, right, in
Okay.
Leviticus, when it says eye for eye, tooth for tooth, does that mean anybody's eye or the eye or the tooth of the person that committed the battery
It depends
or
on
the assault?
It depends.
It
on the
doesn't
situation.
depend on
Why not?
anything.
Why not?
Well, I mean, if you're going to say it depends, it's just wrong. You're wrong.
It depends.
Yeah. So look, if Jimmy punches Frank and knocks Frank's tooth out, what the law is saying is Frank now has a right to knock out Jimmy's tooth. It doesn't mean Frank has a right to knock out somebody else's tooth. It's just Jimmy's.
Okay.
Do you agree with what I'm saying?
These are very logical questions, Dr. Josh, and you know the answers for those questions.
Yes, I do. But I don't know why you're not answering them.
I mean, again, we are just making these arguments for.
Okay, can you
judging
just stay
God's
with me
judgment.
then? Yes, you understand that when it says if Jimmy knocks out Frank's tooth, that Frank has a right to Jimmy's tooth, not somebody else's tooth?
Why can't it depend on the situation? Is what I'm.
Because it doesn't.
Why
That's what
not?
I'm trying to tell you.
Why not? I just want to know why
Because
not.
I'm telling you what the law says and what the
crashing
law
on it.
means.
You're
Now, if you
crashing on it.
disagree with me that that's what the law means, then we can go to that law and I can demonstrate what I'm saying to you.
Okay, sure.
Is that what you need me to do?
I mean, again, like I said, it depends on the situation. Like it depends on, like, let's say a law is given to a judge. He doesn't judge everything based
All
on
right.
the single
Look,
statement.
I can't believe I thought this was going to be rhetorical, that you were going to be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But let's just do it. Okay.
Okay.
Look, I'm in Exodus 21. When people who are fighting injure a pregnant woman, down in verse 22, so that there is a miscarriage and yet no further harm follows, the one responsible shall be fined what the woman's husband demands, paying as much as the judges determine. So the text is explicit there. Who is the one that's having to pay?
So you read verse 22?
Yes.
The offender must be fined, yeah.
Right. It's not just anybody.
Okay.
Okay, great. Verse 23. If any harm follows, then you shall give life for life. What does that mean?
If there is a serious injury, you are to take life for life.
Right. Whose life? The guy down the street?
The offender.
Somebody that you
Okay.
feel like? Say
No.
yes, somebody you feel like unaliving?
Let's get
The
Anybody
there.
can
offender,
do
there
that.
you go.
The offender. Yes.
I want you to land. Yeah, the offender, of course.
You want me to land. I want you to think.
I'm thinking with you.
You're
I don't
definitely
want
not.
you to. I just don't want
Okay,
you
so
to.
then let's continue.
I don't want you to be my
You
enemy.
shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe.
Right.
What does that mean? Who gets wounded? Who gets struck? Who gets unalived? Who loses an eye? In every one of these.
Again, we're still with the context, right?
Can you just answer the
Yeah.
fucking question?
You don't have to just get aggravated like that.
I am. I
Well,
have
dude,
to.
why
You
not?
are aggravating.
You're provoking him, man. You're not
No,
answering
I'm
the
not.
simple questions. You're dodging the simplest of logics here.
I mean, I'm just trying to
Just
understand.
answer the question.
The offender is the answer
Thank
for
you.
whatever.
Thank you. So in the verse that you are quoting, this eye for an eye, it's the offender. The offender gets punished.
That's the
Not
one who
just
did it.
anybody,
The one who did it,
right?
right?
So tell me, True Vine, what in the world does that have to do with 2 Samuel 12 and what Ape is asking you about with David?
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
The baby wasn't the offender.
You see that, right, True Vine?
Like, this is the case when people are fighting and they hit a pregnant woman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If the pregnant woman doesn't die, the offender will be fined.
Right.
If she dies,
Yep.
then we are supposed to take life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for
Right.
hand.
Right. Whose?
So this verse kind of just tells me, no, I mean, it doesn't have to be whose here. I
It does. It absolutely.
why?
Does it mean? Listen. Does it mean anybody's hand?
Of course not.
So
Yeah.
so look. Let's
Of
just
course
play
not.
this out. No, it's your wife. Okay, it's your wife. Let's call her Susie. Susie gets unalived, right? And you're like, God damn it! I'm so mad. But the law says I get to take life for life. So you know what? There was this guy back in high school that I did not like. I'm going to go unalive him because I get to take somebody's life. So I get to pick whose life I take, right?
Okay.
That-
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. How about when there are like 2 or
Is
3
it
of them?
right?
Question.
True Vine?
It's not
Do you
right.
get to pick who you unalive? You get
I
to go
don't.
back to the bully in 8th grade and say, I know that
don't.
this guy over here. No, you don't.
Yes.
It's just the offender.
What if there are like 2 or 3 offenders?
Oh my God. Then they're all offenders.
You're gonna get all the offenders, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
is the baby the offender?
Baby is the consequence of an offender.
Holy shit.
Why not?
This is the second unbelievably frustrating
why can't you
conversation
think
I've had
like
this
this?
morning.
Baby is the consequence of the offender.
It's not the
Offense.
offender, is it?
Baby is not the offender, but what does
No,
baby
the
even know?
baby's not the offender. Good.
Right.
So how does this verse help you?
That's just talking about the pregnant woman if she is being hit by someone.
Is that an answer to my
and
question?
she gives birth to someone prematurely. I'm just saying in context here. That's it.
Yeah. Are you answering my question?
Truvine, do you not understand what we're
I
trying to
do.
get you to here?
I
We're
do,
trying to
I
get
do.
you to hold accountable the one who actually
For the baby
committed
that-
the offense. The one who committed the offense. The baby did not commit an offense.
Okay, so
That's the whole point here.
Right. So you guys are telling me that, David has to be unalived for whatever
Yes.
he did.
Correct.
Dr. Josh, is that right?
That would be the just thing. Yes.
Apostate, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, this in this case, in David's case, he did not hit no pregnant woman. Is that not right? No.
my
Why are you
God.
laughing? now?
Okay,
Why are
hold
you
on.
laughing?
Because
You're
you're
still
the
having
one that
this
quoted
conversation.
this verse, Truvine.
God.
Like we can't be doing eeny, meeny,
Truvine.
That's what you're
Who
doing.
quoted Truvine?
We're not.
Who
We're trying
Truvine?
not to do any
Who
mini
quoted
mighty
this
mo, man.
verse? Truvine.
one?
Who quoted this verse?
You did.
No, sir.
Oh, before you. Okay, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Good grief. Dude, are you just trolling me?
Hoffman.
Are you trolling me, Truvine?
No, I'm not.
If you are, you are doing a phenomenal job. Just want you to know.
Yeah, also.
Oh, gosh.
Deserves
All
some
we
sort of
say
troll
to
of the
just-
year award.
I think we need to get Dr. Josh a massage for sure after this conversation.
I swear,
High
this
tension.
is. I lost
High
it on
tension.
somebody else earlier. My God.
I missed that one. I wish I heard it.
Yeah, it was
I-
bad. It was on Bap the Fundy Atheist, I think is the name of the channel.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to. Hopefully, this will shift the gear a little bit for him. Truvine, are you Can you make it make sense that Bathsheba and David's child should be unalived for their sin?
I'm not trying to make it make sense. I'm just trying to make it think just trying to think critically here. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, that's great.
You all
That's-
are standing on the unjust part. I'm just trying
That's
to
great. You're
stand on
trying,
the just
but you
part.
need to
That's
try a
all.
little bit harder.
So think critically about it.
Right.
Why not only should the child be unalived by God, but also David's 10 concubines be raped in the sight of all Israel, all as a consequence.
Oh,
of
I'm very
David's
strong on that part. I want to stand with God for what he did. You know why? Like I was saying to
You're standing
Apostle
by
Abe-
the grapist.
So grape apologist here.
No.
Okay. I want to hear it.
Hold on, sir. Let me complete. Let me finish.
Yeah,
All I'm
please.
saying, I was telling Apostle Ape as well. there is no way in this world David will know the pain of taking someone's wife. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You would never know the pain of taking someone's wife. That's why the prophet Nathan comes and tells him a story about how someone gets stolen of their poor lamb.
But how does that make it okay for those women to receive that kind of shame, humiliation, and punishment at the hands of God, specifically God causing it? How's that just?
True Vine, are you married?
Let me address Zach.
No. True Vine, because this will help you understand Zach's question. Are you married?
I'm not. But
okay, have you let's say the
situation. I've been in dating situations.
True Vine, relax. So look, let's say that you're dating somebody.
I know
right?
the analogy you
No. You don't. Trust me, you don't.
I don't? Okay.
No, you don't. So just sit there.
You have my ears. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. All right. So you're dating somebody and she goes out, assuming that you would date a woman, and she sleeps with another guy. Okay? And that the judge comes and says, because you did that, the wife of that other guy gets to come and peg you, True Vine, for 3 hours.
Sorry, you said pay?
Peg.
Okay, I get that. But again, you're just reversing the whole gender roles here. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, I am. I'm making it so that you actually feel it. I'm making it so that you feel it. So True Vine, are you thinking, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I should get punished by forcible grape, right? I should get graped because of what my girlfriend did.
Again, what if I'm not?
Yes, no. Do you think that's fair?
What if I'm not straight? What if I'm straight?
True Vine.
Don't add caveats. Just answer the question.
Why not, sir?
All right, go ahead. Add me the caveat so that everybody can see this. Go ahead. What's the caveat?
Sir, what you're doing is just flipping the whole civilization of human beings. That's what
I'm not. What? I'm making it so that it's personal to you.
Yeah, but you could do that in the other way around.
I'm doing it. I could do a lot of things. I'm doing this to you. So I want you to say, yes, it would be fair for this woman that I do not know to come and peg me for 3 hours. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go by your analogy here. But anyways, like the judge
on a live stream, by the way.
Sorry, what's that?
On a live stream, because it was on the rooftop for all Israel.
Yes, precisely.
Whatever the case. But all I'm saying is that judge told the other person to come peg me, right? Okay?
Yep.
But God did not tell Absalom to go sleep with.
No, it was God. God's the judge.
Let's read 2 Samuel chapter 6.
Let's read it. God is careful to take all of the credit. He said, I will do this thing. He says that first to who's the prophet that the prophet that he sends to
Nathan.
First. Nathan? Was it Nathan? What did you say?
Nathan, yeah.
Nathan, and then a few pages later, the prophet, what is his name, Mephibosheth, I think, who's speaking directly to Absalom. So twice, God is careful to take all of the credit for doing this thing as a punishment for David's sin. So you are absolutely wrong to say that it wasn't God. It was absolutely God doling out
God
punishment.
didn't say, I will allow this.
He said, I will do this thing. He said, I will do this. Very careful to say that. The wording is clear. So he absolutely made sure that it happened and to make sure he took the credit for it. Because in this archaic time that these texts were written, that would have been like, yeah, God's badass. He's getting back at it. Because it's immoral. It's absolutely an immoral thing. And it makes sense for the culture. So it's more evidence that this is just a fabrication. This is just fiction. But you believe in it, and you believe that God is just in doing it. And I'm trying to figure out why you think it's just for God to do such a thing.
But for this analogy, it's messed up. because we are just reversing the gender roles here. For this
Well, okay,
analogy.
but the whole
Oh,
point
so it's
If
is
you
messed
want to
up,
leave
but
that
only if
analogy
you
aside,
reverse
we
genders.
can talk about it. We can talk about the judgment itself. I'm not saying the judgment is not right. That is the right judgment what David got.
okay.
That's
How?
what I'm saying.
How?
You with pegging. You with pegging.
David didn't get
Again,
judgment.
that's your analogy. That's messed up. I don't.
So you think it is right. You think that's just.
You are reversing the gender roles here.
I want you to answer my question. You think it's okay for a woman to take a strap on and to grape you because of something that your girlfriend did? That's just.
On God's order.
You are applying like what 1000 BC story to 2026.
We're applying the same thing to you, the same
Oh.
situation, in hopes that you might.
Why can't
finally
we keep the
understand
gender roles
what's
here? Why
happening.
can't we?
It's
Why can't
just
you
the
just tell
same
me?
moral.
What difference
I know
does the
you
gender
only
roles
want women
make?
to get graped.
No,
I
one
get it.
person,
I
one
get it, True Vine, but we're doing it to you here
One
so
person
that you
at a
can
time.
maybe understand it.
Yeah, but I want you to do to me in terms of how I am. I'm straight and a male.
Yes,
so
we're
let's do
pegging
that.
you. You're
Let's
the
keep
one
it that
getting
way.
pegged. We're doing it to you.
Yeah, I know.
It is you.
Graping is bad. And I know you don't want it done to you and you're okay with it being done to women. I get it. But we're not doing that here. We're doing it to you.
By a male.
Do you?
Yeah, no.
You think grape?
It can be by a woman. It's fine.
You
Okay.
think grape is wrong, right, Truevine?
Yeah.
Okay, so
course it's
it'd be wrong. It'd be wrong if you were graped, and it would be wrong if women were graped, right?
Yeah.
So why do you support
Obviously.
God doing it to women in this passage?
Again, that's the judgment. God is not commanding
Right.
anyone to do that here.
Yes, he is.
He
Where?
is.
Okay,
Show me that verse.
if
Show me
we
that
can
verse.
demonstrate, if we
I
can demonstrate,
will take your wives. I will take them. I will take them
Right?
and give them.
wait.
to your
So
neighbor.
hold on. If we can demonstrate that satisfactorily, will you admit that God definitely did command it, and then will you condemn it and say that's wrong that God did that, or will you try to explain why it's okay that God did that?
He will.
No, I said God allowed it to happen.
Okay, but what if He commanded it? Would that be wrong?
What if he commanded it to who?
What if He
To
commanded
anyone.
that
Absalom?
these 10 women be graped in the sight of all Israel? If He commanded that and believes that it's good and right for Him to do it,
Oh, you want to demonstrate that, right?
yeah. Would you agree that it's good and right for God to command that, or would you say no, that's wrong?
Again, I'm standing on the justice which is right. Whatever God did is right. Is what I'm standing on, right?
So even
You want
if
to prove
he
me wrong. That's what
even
you're
if
saying.
He commanded it, not allowed it, but commanded it,
Okay.
you think it was right for Him to command that?
But in this case, he just allowed it to happen.
No. If He commanded
No.
it, though, if we can demonstrate that He commanded it,
He passed that judgment.
would you condemn that, or would you say no, that's right that He commanded it?
Again, I'm still with the judgment because I'm telling you,
No. Just
saying
answer.
there's no way David would know this pain. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but do you think that it's okay for God to command grape in this case, if He indeed did command it, not just allowed it?
Okay, just demonstrate that to me. I want to know.
But I'm okay.
curious.
We will demonstrate.
We
to you, but
will
if it
as
can-
soon as you actually answer the question, because answering the question will hold you to that standard.
Because you said He just allowed it, which is not the case, and we're going to show you that. But I just want to know before we show it to you.
Okay,
Do
even
you
if
think it would be wrong for Him to command it rather than allow it?
would be wrong, I don't think it's wrong. Like I was saying.
Okay. Whatever God does is okay then, right?
So you're
Even
okay
if-
with
No,
grape.
that's not what I'm saying. I am saying that
Yes, it is.
there is no justice for Uriah here. That's all I'm saying. There is no
There's
form
no
of
justice for
Uriah.
this baby. There's no justice for these 10 women.
That's right.
How about Uriah, who is a skilled warrior, who was, protecting his kingdom since many
How
years?
about this baby who didn't do a damn thing wrong?
I still would really love to hear your answer to Dr. Joss's question about you being pegged.
I want to hear it too, but he's not going to
I love this conversation, like whatever you guys are doing. But
Well, hold on.
Whatever
Let's
we're
read the.
doing.
Go ahead, read the passage, Jesse. I don't have it in front of me. If you've got it there, Jesse, go ahead and show him the passage so that he can see that God commanded.
I've
it.
actually got the Hebrew in front of me.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So
there's
verse
that.
11 says, like somewhat rigidly here, thus says Yahweh, I am about to raise up against you evil from your house, like however we want to translate Ra there. And I will take your wives before your eyes, and I will give them to your neighbor, and he will lie with your wives literally before the eyes of this sun. But it's like in broad daylight. But he uses the word Natan here, to give. Yahweh says, I will give. I will take your wives, and I will give your wives to your neighbor.
That doesn't mean allow.
And Josh, what is the last? At least I know in the English it says something like "I will do this thing." He like reiterates it at the very end. Is that just an English translation thing, though?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. In verse 12, he says, because you did this in secret, I myself, actually it's ania aseh. So it's, he uses Hebrew doesn't require an independent pronoun because it's built into the verb. So if they say the independent pronoun before the verb or after it or whatever, it's usually for emphasis. So you might see translations that say, but I myself will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
So it's Hebrew,
emphatic. He's emphatically saying, I will do it.
Emphatically. True Vine.
So True Vine, so you were absolutely wrong about him just allowing it. God is careful to take credit for doing this thing. Do you see that now?
Can we also read something else here in the same chapter?
Hold on. Answer that question.
Again, that is not a wrong judgment.
No. Do you see that very clearly God is doing this, not allowing it? That's the question I'm asking you. Do you see now that it's very clear that
you read verses
11 and 12.
11, 12, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring calamity on you.
Hey, just so you know,
I will take. Okay, I'm just reading the context.
Yeah, does it say I will take or I will allow?
I will take, yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm. For that, I was just saying that, God did not command Absalom to do that. That's all was my... I don't know
how do you imagine?
What the fuck is going on here?
No, you said he allowed. You said he allowed, dude. Just it's okay. All other Christian apologists admit this, and they defend that it's okay for God to do it. All other Christian apologists admit this.
I'm still saying that it is okay for God to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
True Vine, let me ask you a question.
I was telling you guys that this is the right judgment.
Okay.
You were not. Go ahead.
We know, but we wasn't asking you that time. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
No, it's good. Did God unalive the baby, or did God allow the baby to unalive?
Sorry, say that again. That was the confusing.
Sorry, the baby that is part of this judgment.
Okay.
Did God unalive the baby, or did God allow the baby to unalive?
I think God did it. Yeah. I want to be honest. I don't want to be around here. Yeah.
Okay, so at least we're there now.
Yeah, why? It is interesting. Why is it that you would be quicker, I guess, to credit God with unaliving an infant, but not with the women?
This guy did a heinous crime. I would just, anyone who's doing that in this society, I would still hate him too. Why are we not letting God hate him first? That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So, if your wife went out and robbed a bank or something, right? The judge, if the judge says, I'm going to have a True Vine pegged for 3 hours in public because she needs to feel like how awful it is for someone close to her to be hurt like that, you'd be like, thumbs up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried that you didn't understand what I said.
I'm worried he did.
If as long as it were consensual in his eyes, then but I don't. That's certainly not how it was pitched here. Yeah, but you wouldn't be okay with being raped, forcefully penetrated, right?
I said
For
that.
something that someone else did.
I kind of said that analogy was messed up. So, I mean,
Why is it messed up?
because we just have to be, talking about this event that happened, right?
So wait, that it would be wrong for you to be forcibly penetrated for a crime that someone else committed, but it was okay for these women to be forcibly penetrated for a crime that somebody else committed?
Again, it is kind of disingenuous to
It's definitely
switch the
not.
gender roles. Gender roles.
And I don't understand what it has to do with
switched.
gender roles. What does this have to do with gender roles?
I mean, again, like women in this context are like, even in this generation is totally different.
Okay, so what? Let's keep it. If a woman got murdered for something that someone else did,
Life is a life.
then I couldn't
life
draw an
matters.
analogy to you. You'd be okay with getting murdered? Would that be a reversal of gender roles?
Any life matters, but
Okay,
still gotta
fine.
be
So we're
seen
going
in
to keep it this
context.
way. I know you're uncomfortable with the thought of getting forcibly penetrated. Guess what? Women are too.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay.
Why
So
do
do
you
you
think it's
think that
okay?
it would be just for you to be forcibly penetrated against your will for something that
Yeah.
someone else
Okay,
did?
if that's what you want to hear, it's not. Yeah,
Of course it's not.
yeah.
So why is it
Wow.
okay here?
About giving David's wives to his son.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just looking at the text again, and it clearly says here, like, again, I mean, if you guys can convince me to be atheist, I'm the happiest person here. Okay, just change my mind. Yeah, for sure. But again, I still need to be honest here. Okay, I want to be intellectually honest. Here it says clearly, he must pay for the lamb 4 times over because he did such a thing and had no
I mean,
pity.
10 times over.
How is David the one paying for it when it's actually his wives and his child who paid for it?
Because his family fell apart. His kingdom fell apart.
But how is that
David was
just?
never the
Kingdom
How
same
is
didn't
that
person
fall
after
apart.
this.
He has
Kingdom did not
another
fall
son
apart.
right after this one that's a king.
That was the judgment for whatever he did. And then God's
But
grace.
why, how is that just? How would a good God judge him in that way? Why is that punishment okay? Do you not see that as unjust for his
I
wives to be raped? Isn't that unjust? We just established that would be unjust for you to be raped.
I think wives and concubines are different. Correct me
Oh,
if
so
I'm
it's
wrong.
okay. So it's okay
Correct
for
me
the
if I'm wrong.
concubines to be raped. Is that what you're saying? That it's okay for the concubines to be raped
If
because they're
God
called
allowed
concubines?
Bathsheba had to go through what concubines did go through, that would have been wrong. I guess so. I mean, again, let's just be fair here,
I
right?
guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
not
Good
gonna
for you.
allow
Good for you.
Bathsheba to go through that.
Good for you. Yeah. Agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So why? So it's not just then. What? Like, how can you call a God who would do such a thing a good and just God? Isn't that contradictory to what Christians say the nature of God is?
So when you hear, like, just hear yourself saying that, you're just ignoring
I
everything
hear
that
it. I hear it.
Everything that David
I
did
think
was
it's
just vain. That's what you're saying.
everything
Trevine,
David
I
did
don't
was
think you
what?
understand. I'm so sorry, Zach.
That's okay. No, go ahead.
You recognize that Ape started this by saying David should have been unalived for his crime, right? According to the law. That's
said
what
that?
he's saying.
Who said that? Sorry.
Ape, the host.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Me, I said it like 10 times actually. So.
David should be unalive for that. Okay. That's where you guys are.
Yeah, you originally agreed that it was injustice to punish the innocent son for the crime of the father. You originally
he's-
called that injustice. And now,
Right, I
when we
understand.
pointed out an example of that, it's not injustice all of a sudden.
Right, but he's an anointed one. He's the king of Israel.
I don't understand
God
why
can-
you think that matters. Why do you think that matters? Saul was an
God can just
anointed
kill a
one.
king.
Saul was an
everyone in the kingdom
anointed
would
one.
go-
Hey. Saul was an anointed one.
But he disrespected God after, like, he rejected God many times after that.
So it's okay. So just so you're clear, just so we're clear, I don't know if you know the reason that Saul is rejected as king. It's because he didn't unalive all of the Amalekites. He just unalived all of them except the king and some sheep. And that's the reason he gets unalived.
No, he
Right?
worshipped someone else.
Yes. Do you want to read?
Besides
Do you want me to
Yahweh.
read it to you? You've
No,
been
no.
disproven about 6 times in this live. Do you want me to read it to you?
You disproved me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember when you said that God allowed but didn't cause the grape of the concubines, and then we
Again.
demonstrated to you how that's not the case, and you
Again.
conceded that. So that was
For
one of
that,
the ways you were
for that, my argument
Then
was
you
God
also
did not
committed
command
blasphemy
Absalom to
when
do
you
that.
said it was justified
That was my
for the
argument.
god Asher to rip up and
No,
bring it.
you're
You also said
reframing.
that too.
You're restating only one part of your argument. You clearly said that he only allowed that he didn't command it, but that he allowed it. Remember? And now you're quibbling about whether he caused it or commanded it. He took it further than just commanded it. He caused it. He was careful to take the credit for it. So it's even worse than command. But you conceded that earlier. You were like, okay, no, and it's okay that God did that. You also were saying it was okay. So that's one of the ways you were disproven in
Again,
this live. So
any
far.
way you
But
go,
conceded.
I'm telling
You
God is
conceded.
okay.
1 Samuel 28:16. Samuel said, "Why then do you ask me, since the Lord has turned from you and become your enemy? The Lord has done to you just as he spoke by me. For the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Because you did not obey the voice of the Lord and did not carry out his fierce wrath against Amalek. Therefore the Lord has done this thing to you today. Moreover, the Lord will give Israel along with you into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons shall be with me. The Lord will also give the army of Israel into the hands of the Philistines." You can send my apology to my address in Maryland.
I'm not sure if you tracked. Truvine, did you track?
I did, but we don't know what Amalekites did here. Right?
Yeah, we absolutely do. You don't, but we do.
Okay, what did they do?
1 Samuel 15. Are you aware of 1 Samuel 15? You know, after about the 4th time of something blowing up in your face in this live, you should probably stop saying things with such confidence that you don't know.
What? How am I sounding confident here?
1 Samuel 15, verse 1. Samuel said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king." There he is, anoint, by the way. "Over this people Israel. Now therefore listen to the words of the Lord. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but unalive both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." You remember that story?
Yeah.
Now,
Their unjust command, man. That is so unjust. Isn't that? Is it like 4 generations or more later?
yeah.
Josh, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Like 16.
It's like many generations. Oh,
Now,
16
he doesn't
is
do
far
it.
more. Oh, yeah, because it's like
Right, he
hundreds of
doesn't
years
do
later.
it, True Vine. Right, he goes and he doesn't he doesn't alive Agag, the king of the Amalekites, and some of the choice sheep and other animals.
No,
So down in verse 24, Saul said to Samuel, "I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and your words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now therefore, I pray, pardon my sin and return with me so that I may worship the Lord." Sounds a lot like what David said. Samuel said to Saul, "I will not return with you, for you have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you from being king over Israel." Now, what else did you want to be wrong about today?
I don't want to be wrong about anything.
That was rhetorical.
I'm still kind of curious earlier.
Do you see?
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you see?
I was going to say, I'm still curious
why,
earlier why you justified the god Asher having pregnant women ripped open. That was kind of blasphemous, don't you think?
I don't even know what he was reading, though. Apostate, right?
Well, you justified it when you thought it was Yahweh, but it wasn't Yahweh.
No, he kind of twisted
So
the
is it
whole
still
thing
just?
to Yahweh. He kind of, I don't have this book memorized. Like, come on.
Well, yeah,
How
but
to save
his
from me?
point was you said it was justified when you thought it was Yahweh that pregnant women were being ripped
I thought he
open
was
and
talking
babies
about
were
the
having their
prophecy
necks
against
cut.
Babylon from Isaiah
Okay,
52, I
okay,
guess.
well,
Yeah.
he wasn't talking about that. So can you still justify that in the same way?
No, because
So,
he did
so
not
now
read the
you're
accurate
changing the
text.
position since it was Osher ripping the pregnant women open. Osher isn't justified, right?
Of course not, yeah.
Okay, so what about when Yahweh actually does have pregnant women ripped open? How is it just when he does it, but not Osher?
Is that from 1 Samuel 15?
That's from Hosea chapter 13.
Is that the day of the Lord?
Yeah, sure, whatever day. It's the day he's having pregnant women ripped open, yeah.
Hosea.
So why is it justified when Yahweh rips pregnant women open because they're sinning against Yahweh, but it's not justified when Osher has pregnant women ripped open for sinning against Osher?
Hosea, what chapter and verse again?
Hosea 13, verse 16. Here, I'll just read it to you. It says, Samaria shall bear her guilt because she has rebelled against her God. That's Yahweh. That's actually Yahweh this time. They shall fall by the sword. Their little ones shall be dashed in pieces, and their pregnant women ripped open. So here's God
Samaritans.
ripping
That's
pregnant women
against
open.
Samaritans.
Is that okay that
Huh?
God did that?
No, this judgment was against the Samaritans, right? The Lord's anger against Israel. Yeah.
Yeah, and is that okay that he did that?
We just still gotta know the context here. You can't just
What context does what does the
yeah,
context
what-
matter?
what-
He's having pregnant women ripped open for sinning against him. That's all.
So
you
you're
need to know.
So just what is a context that's okay for pregnant women to get ripped open and unalived? What is a context where that's just and good and moral? Any context. Go ahead.
if they
You
are
said
the
you got to
ones,
know the
if they are the
Yeah, go
ones
ahead.
who killing each other, right? Like if you know
the
same-
the pregnant women.
yeah, they are the ones like if their own kingdom is killing their pregnant woman.
Well, we're giving you the same reason that you
Oh,
justified Osher
wait,
ripping
what?
pregnant
Maybe
women
God
open.
is just
general
Again.
sin.
again, I don't want to get into the rabbit hole anyways, but
God is commanding this as a punishment, and I'm asking, in what context is that okay?
okay, I honestly never read Hosea. So
Well, what about any of these
Well,
points that we've brought up so far?
Yeah,
I mean,
use the same context from before. They've sinned against Osher and they're being ripped open. So now they've sinned against Yahweh and they're being ripped open. So use the same logic that you did earlier when you thought it was Yahweh.
right, but I still need more context so that I can judge the story.
They sinned
By
the same
my honesty,
context as
that's it.
before. You justified it before. They've sinned against Osher. You thought it was Yahweh, so you said yes, justified. So now we're using the exact same context. They sinned against Yahweh, so he's having pregnant women ripped open. The same context. That should be all you need.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna be back again. I will talk to you guys. I'm gonna follow you guys as well because I love these conversations. All right.
yeah,
Don't
it's
hate
been
me for what I
spirited, man.
believe.
You are
been
not
what?
hated. You are not hated. It's been
Yeah,
spirited.
just don't
and-
hate
and-
me for what I believe.
No, there's no
but
hate here,
Thank you
dude.
for
Dude,
bringing
look,
this up.
we've all been in the same spot, man. I spent years as an apologist. I studied in
Believing God?
seminary. I studied I studied textual criticism.
Okay.
I'm deeply committed to what the Bible actually says, and that's what led
Okay.
me to a lot of these conclusions. Is I started to realize how fallacious my presuppositions were. So these conversations are so important. So while they get spirited, there's no hate here, man. It's just important. It's important. We have so many people around the globe believing things that are not true, and some of them committing atrocities in the name of those lies. So it's important that we believe as many true things as possible and disbelieve as many false things as possible. Agreed?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, personally, myself, I debate with a lot of Muslims, atheists as well. But I just want to know their perspective about why they're rejecting this God. I don't have a degree in theology for reading this entire book, but I know pretty much that, everything that I had in my human experience of life is caused by God. That's what I believe. I believe he kind of raised me up like a father. So that my core being is just sold out to God. So but I still want to be honest. I don't want to say something that is totally wrong, that is entirely right. That cannot happen, right?
Man,
But
I
I just want.
just, yeah, I highly recommend you
Right.
follow Dr. Josh here and
I
read
did.
his
Everyone
books.
in the panel
You
follow.
should read his books in particular. Unbelievable mind. Dr. Josh is just getting braggy here a little bit. He's just he changed my perspective on many things. He's deeply knowledgeable
So
about
you guys
things.
being Christian apologists, like defending Christianity?
Before I was, yes, absolutely, hardcore.
What made you to leave reject God? What made you do that?
Confronting the truth and starting to understand that many things that I thought were historically reliable in Scripture absolutely were not, and in fact, we had evidence against whether they actually happened, and that started with the Old
Like
Testament for me. What's that?
again,
Yeah,
the
we're just
Old
trying to help
Testament
you
is
out,
full
man.
on
Like you're
full
obviously
about
in a cult.
judgment.
If you can't
Yahweh
even say the
sending all
punishing
judgment to
innocent,
his
hold on.
people.
Sorry
Right?
to interrupt. So we're just trying to help you out. We're about to move on and talk to Not Jay up here, but
Right.
we're just trying to help you out, man. Like you're clearly
For
in a
sure.
cult.
For sure. Yeah.
If you
I'm
come
gonna be
up
back.
here and say instantly, yeah, punishing innocent people is wrong, and then we show you where that's done, and you change your tune immediately, like that's cult behavior.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm just being honest. That's all it is.
you're not being honest.
Why
That's
not?
the thing. You think you're being honest, and you're
We're
not.
still
That's how
having
we
a
know
good
you're in a cult.
conversation here.
That's why we're trying
You
to
know,
help you out, man.
I'm not in a cult. I don't even go.
You are in a cult.
I don't even like consider myself
You're
part
defending
of a
rape
church.
and murder of innocence, man. That's definitely a cult.
Again,
And the sooner you realize it, the better.
That's what our argument was about. Like that's fine. Just leave it aside.
I
Right?
know, and you
I was
immediately said it was wrong at the start of this, and then spent the last nearly an hour defending what you originally said was wrong right off the bat.
no. That's not what I said. I defended the judgment of God, which is right. Like I've been through some situations in my life, and everything that God did, like everything that happened in my life was unjust, total unjust, right? And I just had to question those things.
Well,
Why
all
those
right,
happen?
man. Well, hey, listen, come back again sometime, but we're gonna move on and talk to Not
For
Jay.
sure. Yeah, it was great talking to you guys. By the way,
Yeah,
shout
great.
out to everyone.
We
Thank you so
really
much.
do appreciate it, man. But
Yeah,
really
thank you,
think
brother.
about
Bye-bye.
this that you've said so far.
I
And,
do.
look
Like
at my
whatever
preview.
Josh.
This will be recorded. You can re-listen to yourself.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Thanks,
Dude.
buddy. All right, Not Jay, are you there? Not Jay 186 person.
You know, the whole context is like the great out for the layperson who doesn't. Well, the context must explain it. That's like it's the excuse to not think critically. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't look at context. We absolutely should look at context, and the context is what informs what we know about what the Bible says. But for somebody to just appeal to context, really what they're saying is, I don't really understand what's happening in this passage because I haven't given it the due diligence. And that's a more genuine position, I think, to hold, to just say, hey, I don't know. That's a great thing to say. I don't know. Then maybe you can learn something in these conversations and be like, hey, what have you guys found? Can you point me to something to read deeper on? That's how it all started for me. And I was hardcore defending the faith, man. Hardcore defending the conversations. And I would just ask, I hadn't heard. I was like, oh, I hadn't heard it that way. And then it actually discovering truth rather than trying to sure your.
I just wanted to say that was incredibly kind and generous what you said earlier. I mentioned that I got really irritated earlier, and I just looked at the clock. I should probably drop here in a minute, but I wanted to tell you, because when you mentioned context, the thing that got me so annoyed this morning is we were talking about the guy was doing the standard thing where like this Old Testament law, it's like a civil law or a ceremonial law, so it's not applicable to today.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
And so I said, well, what's your methodology for ascertaining which one is for us today and which one's not? And his response, it was even worse than context. Well, I mean, it felt worse, maybe just because I hadn't heard it. It was like, well, you have to read correctly.
You have to
Oh,
well, you have to
like,
read
hold on.
correctly.
Let me read correct. Got it.
Correctly.
Okay.
Oh,
my God.
damn it.
Oh,
I
the
forgot.
correct way you have to read.
I
I was like,
forgot
what is
to
that?
read correct.
What does that mean? And he's like, well, you have to like take the,
Oh my
like
God.
the literary nature of the thing and understand like what the words mean. Like, oh my God in heaven.
Oh my
So,
Lord, that is so funny.
yeah,
I
it was,
forgot I have to read correctly.
oh,
Shit.
your scientific experiment is wrong. Why? Well, look, when you do scientific experiments, you have to do them like correctly.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Thank you.
It strikes me on those really when I get deep with some of my believing family that talk about this. They measure it all up against their New Testament ideas of evangelical Christianity set in modern America, and they just read that into the Old Testament and just do gymnastics around to try to sort that out. And when held to the fire on that, to say, well, how do you know that your understanding of the full sweep of Scripture is accurate? They say it's the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit informs them and gives them spiritual sight, and that allows them to see the actual truth. And that can only be given by the free gift of faith. And that can only be had if you place your faith in Jesus. So we get into this circular thing of how to actually ascertain the truth. And I'm like, that's where we always get down to, well, is faith a reliable pathway to truth? And they're like, well, yeah, only if it leads you to faith in Christ. And it's like, wait a minute. What are you saying? And that literally is the circle that I get into with them. So it's funny because I think a lot of Christians actually don't care about thinking critically and ascertaining what the Bible actually says. They just care about fitting it into their narrative in modern evangelical Christianity. And it's an identity issue.
Yeah. I will drop after this, but I pushed somebody on that recently. And I don't know if it was here or somewhere else. But they said, well, I'm going to go pray about this. And it might take a couple of days, but I'll bring the answer back, like what God reveals to me. And so I said, well, look, like, do you know that you're going to get the right answer if you do that? And it was like, yeah, God's going to, God will let me know. And I was like, well, look, while you're with him, if you could tell me how I should translate the Hebrew word onah in Exodus 21, that would really, really help us all. And it was so because she was going to go do it. She was going to go do it.
No.
It was
Lord.
funny. It's like, man, if that works, look, I got lots of homework for you because like you could change the field.
Yeah.
So
I love it. Just on that, when people say, I'll pray for you. Now I'm just saying, well, okay, I'll think for you.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I stole that from Justin over at Deconstruction Zone. I heard him say that once. I was like, that's so
that
badass.
is a Justin thing.
Yeah, I'll pray
Dr.
for you. Okay,
Josh,
I'll think for you.
Dr. Josh, before you go, why do you think the harem thing don't come? Is that a new concept or something?
Why do I think? What now? Sorry.
Well, I was going to ask, like, why don't that come up more often, the harem thing? Because that seems like gold over here.
Oh,
so that's why it's like, is that a new concept or something?
No. I think that because when Lawson Younger wrote his dissertation and published it in 91, it was, like Joshua 9 through 12 engages in hyperbolic ancient Near Eastern, like war language. And people like Paul Copan have picked up on this, and maybe other apologists did before him, I don't know, but certainly he does. And so anytime that this language comes out about like, totally destroy, totally annihilate, they all just throw out the word hyperbole. Ancient Near Eastern war rhetoric. Right? And I wrote a
It's
chapter.
hyperbole.
That's right. If people are interested, I wrote a chapter on this in the book, the edited volume, Misusing Scripture. What are evangelicals doing with the Bible? I think is the title. It's sad that I don't know the title of the book that I published a chapter in, but Bill Deaver, the archaeologist, the very, very famous archaeologist, published a chapter in there on archaeology in Palestine and a bunch of other people. But essentially, I'm looking at how this hyperbole argument doesn't work in the passages that get brought up so frequently, and 1 Samuel 15 is one of them. And it's because the narrative becomes completely incoherent if you think it's hyperbolic. But yeah, that's why, I think, in my experience anyway, because people dismiss it so quickly. It's just hyperbole, it's ancient Near Eastern war rhetoric. And normal, even educated people in these spheres, it's very difficult to be able to go to Sennacherib's inscriptions or, Tutmosis III's inscriptions and be able to say, yeah, but it's used in this very specific context. So you just kind of have to move on.
I actually mean more from our side. Like, I would think that would be a juicy thing there, the whole concept of Purim, like the offering to God. Like, wouldn't that literally make 1 Samuel 15, like, at the same time that it's, like, the slaughter of innocents, unjust and stuff? But at the same time, this is technically, like, human sacrifice and shit, too.
I see what you're saying.
If you count it as a whole offering, like, to me, that seems pretty good to bring up.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to consider. So for everybody that's listening, the root haram in the Hebrew Bible, it basically, I don't know, at its core means to like make unusable, like to take away from common usage is the idea. So you see it in cultic context where like this object, becomes a cherem object. And what that means is it's you can't just use it anymore. It's like, it's holy, it's dedicated, it's off limits, it's banned. The reason that it's such a widely used term or root is because it's very frequently used in war contexts. And when the deity commands that people be placed under the ban, as you see it translated often, what that means is like they're supposed to be, yes, offered essentially as an offering to Yahweh. They're now His. So if you look at Jericho is a great example of this. All of the people and all of the things in Jericho are under the ban. So because of that, nobody's supposed to be left alive, which is why Rahab and her family are such outliers. And nothing is supposed to be taken out. It's all supposed to be dedicated to Yahweh. This is why in Numbers, the city of Arad is they say, if you give us the city of Arad, we will dedicate it to the ban for you, Yahweh, if you give this to us. And that means that we won't take any plunder. So when we unalive all these people, we destroy the city, whatever, all the gold and the silver and all the objects and the people, whatever, we won't take any of that as plunder. We'll just unalive them and we'll dedicate that, to the temple. So in that context, when 1 Samuel 15, when it says that you to totally unalive them, at its core, that has at its idea, like dedicating to the deity. The problem I think that we face is that the word in its usage, I'm trying to think of a good English example. It takes on like a more colloquial meaning. So, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if you read it in the prophets, for example, Jeremiah, I think Isaiah as well, it ends up being something just more like defeat them, right? It doesn't necessarily carry that nuance of unalive everybody because they're being dedicated to Yahweh. Really, that would be the stronger
been
argument.
The law that Saul was breaking by leaving the king alive?
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't destroy
absolutely.
something dedicated?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. So like you're saying,
I
looking at
also
it from...
seen... I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. I was just going to...
Well, I was just going to say, when I was doing some reading on that through that email you sent me, but I was expanding on it as well. And it said when this gets translated, that harem word gets translated into Latin. The Latin word they're using, devocio or something like that, like literally means human sacrifice. But they're considering that because it's part of this, like in Deuteronomy 13, where you make the investigation of another town.
Yeah.
And it says, all of its spoil you shall gather in the public square, then burn the town and all its spoil with fire as a whole burnt offering to the Lord your God.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if humans are included in that.
Yeah. No, it's a fair point.
I mean, yeah, I don't see how that's not a human sacrifice to God that's being commanded on a mass scales all the time. Like,
yeah, that is...
Wow.
That's a good point. I'm going to go back and look at the passages from that angle. If anybody's wondering, I went through for my Leviticus commentary. I went through because the word harem is used in Leviticus 27 several times, and so I wanted to do some philology on the word so I could write meaningfully about it. And so I have this like a 25-page document or something where I just go through all the uses in the Hebrew Bible of the noun or the verbal form, and then give explanations for it, and then I use it to do lexicography and kind of categorize the different ways that it's used. But I sent that over to Ape. But no, see, this is why I love this community. That's why I love this community. Guys are sharp. All right.
But yeah, that's why I almost thought that's what you was trying to tell me in it. Like, hey, this is a bunch of human sacrifice right here.
Well, if it turns out to be right, then that is what I was saying, clearly.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you're welcome.
Clearly.
Obviously, I've cleared that up.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I appreciate you having me up, guys.
Great talking to you, Dr. Josh. Always a pleasure.
And thanks again, Zach. Those are very, very kind words.
Man, you're the man. So appreciate you. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thanks, guys.
Dr. Josh is the motherfucking man. So is Zach, too, though. So,
I try.
Me read. You don't even have to try, Zach. It just comes natural, buddy.
Oozing out.
Let me read Leviticus 27. This is what really interested me about what Dr. Josh sent me and why I started pushing the whole harem thing as a human sacrifice model. Like in Leviticus, that law that Saul is breaking says nothing that a person owns that has been devoted to destruction for the Lord, be it human or animal or inherited landholding, may be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy to the Lord. No human beings who have been devoted to destruction can be ransomed. They shall be put to death. So, I mean, it's straight up saying, like, these have to be offered to God, right? So, I mean, I just don't see how that doesn't fall in the category.
Dude, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. What is the passage again? Where is that?
This is Leviticus 27, verse 28. I was having to remember it different in the Hebrew Bible. That come up in different numbers, so it was in my head. It was confusing me a little bit through Dr. Josh's email because he's reading the actual Hebrew. But
classic.
This is what I started putting together in my head here. Like, I just don't understand how this isn't the command for human sacrifice here. Oh shit! What's up, Rabbi?
Ladies and gentlemen, that rebel Rabbi
That one is the rebel.
I noticed that Josh left just as I got here. Like, what a schmuck. How are you guys this morning?
We won't jump
better
on
now. Yeah, classic Josh, just leaving as soon as you get in here.
Yeah, I know, right? He was like, God damn it, it's Rabbi Hannah. I gotta get out of here.
He didn't want to get shown up, probably. You know what I mean? So. What in the world did I just get a restriction for?
It was me. I'll leave.
What happened?
It was me. Because I said GD. Because I said GD.
Well, I say that all the time.
Well, it came up on mine
What
saying
in
the
the world?
visibility was down for 10 minutes. So do you want me to drop? Because I can do that.
Oh no, you don't have to. I don't really. It don't matter. I don't think it's coming up for you. It's not showing me it's for you individually though.
It
Oh no, it
came
does
up on
say
my.
put Rabbi Hana. Never mind.
All right, I behaved myself.
You ain't got to drop.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
behave.
Listen, if you
I ain't
talk to
worried
me
about
like
it.
that, the likelihood that I'm going to behave is nigh.
It goes down. It goes down.
It does. It goes way down.
So, Rabbi, since you're up here, what do you think of my little synopsis here on the harem thing, the devoted to God?
So I always took, because harem is a type of sacrifice when there is no other, because you have no other way of rectifying a situation. So like when a land becomes harem, it becomes unusable. You cannot use it. You cannot inhabit it. You cannot anything. It is now cut off from you. I've always seen that to be the case of also people. When someone has become harem, that means they are cut off, they are unusable, and the only way they can make tshuva or make up for is to be unalived.
Yeah, this is incredibly interesting to me. The way a lot of this stuff is like, because I'm trying to understand it from like the actual Hebrew kind of definition or perspective on that. But at the same time, it's still coming up as humans are being offered to God as my like
Yes.
main interest there, I suppose. The offering part to God.
That's how I see it too, is they're being offered, and that offering is sacrifice.
Damn. But yeah, I was what really caught me in Dr. Josh's email was I was looking at something and it popped up the Latin translation of harem, and that was literally a word that means human sacrifice.
Yes.
Is what got me started on this part here. Let's talk together and burn all this blood. It's a burnt
More-
offering to the Lord your God.
More human sacrifice.
Yikes. Well, I mean, if this is indeed referring to a human sacrifice, then there's a whole lot more of it than I thought there was beforehand. Which is, I guess, the interesting part to me there. But especially like in Leviticus 27. And then, where's the other part? That was Deuteronomy 13 has the mention of it. And then Deuteronomy 2 says the Lord gave him over to us, and we struck him down along with his offspring and all his people. At that time, we captured all his town, and in each towns we utterly destroyed men, women, and children. We left not a single survivor. So it's like there's another crazy
Wow.
instance of it. Yeah, it gets wilder and wilder.
Yeah, dude.
So
Like, wow.
that's why I've loved Dr. Josh.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But that's why, like, it was perplexing me. I was like, if this is what I think it is, like, why doesn't this come up? Like how many lives, like, argue from 1 Samuel 15 now about the slaughter of the Amalekites? But the harem part gets left out, which would literally make it like a giant human sacrifice. Like, that would be.
I think it's.
that seems
I
pretty
think it's because they
important to
see
come.
harem as being just disconnected from.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh. The band. Well, either way, I'm still looking. I'm looking into that one more. I need to get with like go in depth on some stuff with Dr. Josh on this would be pretty interesting. Because he's
Yeah, it's
writing.
interesting.
I guess he's writing a book about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing
But I
a
think-
commentary on Leviticus. Is he writing another book now too?
Well, I was sort of fluffing my own ass there a little bit and thinking he sent me like something special like that. But I don't think he did. But I thought that's what it was from. The first thing that come up was like the Leviticus notes and the stuff on Leviticus. So I just assumed, I didn't ask him or nothing, but I assumed that was part of it or something. But I was also trying to be cool. So maybe I'm just not. But I thought
You got
that's
up
what
in there,
he
man.
was trying to show me through it. It was about the human sacrifice part. I thought that's what he was trying to convey to me, but apparently I was a little bit confused on that one too. But I tell you, that's what it seems like it's getting at here in many ways.
Well, might be the case. It's interesting.
I mean, I guess I just want to be accurate on that because obviously I don't want to use it as that argument if it's not relatable. You know what I mean? But
Had a
based
few
on what I was
requests in
saying, I
there.
think.
Oh, they just went
Wait,
away.
what?
Never mind. You had like 4 at once requesting, but they all just went away. Weird.
Uh,
I see one.
Miss,
is it? Wait, was it little boy?
oh no, we got a few. Yeah, Little Boy, Infinite Universe, Hedonista. Do you know these?
Well, some of them. I think some of them were accidents. Yeah. Hey, little boy, are you there? Little boy. Maybe they had a bad signal.
Ladies and gentlemen, Little Boy 4. How you doing, dude?
It sounds better when you're saying rabbi.
Rabbi.
Rabbi Hana.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's
Rebel.
that
Rabbi.
rebel rabbi.
I feel like I need walk-on music like you get when you go out to the field in baseball.
Da, da,
You
da,
know,
da.
I need some good walk-on music. I think my walk-on music would be, I don't know, what would it be? It might be Santeria by Sublime.
Yeah, that's a good song. Remember that Billy Joel song, the Rebel Yell thing?
That wasn't Billy Joel, that was Billy Idol.
That's what I said, ain't it?
You said Billy Joel.
Oh, well, whichever
Billie
one. it was.
Eilish? I think it's Billie Eilish.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, that one. Billie Jean, right?
Billie Jean is not my lover. You should definitely have
Now
Sublime
I'm
as walkout
thinking-
music.
I'm thinking, apostate, that now I think you're right. I might actually have to have Rebel Yell as my walkout music.
That would be going, I think.
Infinite Universe.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up,
Welcome
man?
in.
Yeah, thanks. Right, so
Are you a Christian?
yeah, I'm Christian.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I guess I should
go
engage
ahead.
with the prompt.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, so I wanted to target specifically, you said God is unjust, condone slavery, commands human sacrifice. Is that like, so are you saying that God is bad because he does those things?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, unless you like slavery, I guess you'd probably have a different opinion, but I dislike slavery a whole lot. In fact, I think it's quite evil.
All right, so if you're saying God is bad, what would be the reference standard or your meta-ethical framework that would deem God as bad?
I don't have any. I just think it's bad.
Or say it's just your subjective opinion?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's just my opinion. You know, grape and human sacrifice is bad stuff.
Yeah, so how is that like useful though? Like if you're saying it's my opinion that God is bad, and instead of just saying that there's something in reality which deems God bad, like why does it matter? Like if morality is subjective and it's made true by your mind, then saying God is bad is just like saying I don't like ice cream. Why should I care about that?
Well, you shouldn't.
Oh, that's fine then. So that's a concession then. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
have
mean,
to
if
say.
you're okay with slavery and having innocent women,
Well, that's
raped,
not the
I mean,
point. That's a
fine.
pivot. All I was saying is that if you hold to subjectivism, you have no non-arbitrary standard to deem God bad, which makes your critique
Yeah, you don't
useless.
either. I mean, your standard is the one doing the grape and slavery, so don't take too
Yeah,
much
again, say
into
conceded,
consideration
so
of it.
that's fine. You conceded. That's it.
That's what you came up to do, is tell somebody they're conceited? Buddy.
Yeah, they think that's a
My
win.
goodness.
I don't know, guys. I mean, that was really strong. He convinced me.
I mean, the
It's just my
filter,
opinion. Grape is bad. You lose.
simple as that. Infinite
Notice he-
universe, man.
Yeah. Notice he quickly went away from that He was like, he was like, yeah, that's not the point. You're like, yeah, I just think grape is bad. If you think it's good. Oh, no, that's not the point. That's not, it's like, oh, okay. Immediately.
That's weird. It amuses me. It amuses the crap out of me when men come up and go, "No, I don't think it was. I think it was okay because God said it was okay." Because the men. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say as a woman who's been through it. The men who say to themselves and out loud, "Well, God ordained it, so it can't be that bad." Check their fucking hard drives, because if you're out here saying it's okay because God do it, and you believe you're made in the image of God. There's something wrong with you. There should never be a time. And I'm a rabbi. I'm a theist. I believe in God. And I think sometimes God is a dick. And when God said this is okay to do, that was a dick ass move.
Yep. Literally.
That's why we argue with Christians and not Jewish people for the most part.
Oh, I argued with a Jewish person the other day, Abe. Oh my God. I'm not even kidding. Like, I actually got so mad at a Jewish person because they said that God ordained the Shoah and that we deserved it as Jews. And I was like, what did you just say out loud with your whole chest?
Oh my gosh, no way.
The Shoah is what Jews call Holocaust.
Oh.
That is like, the most disgusting.
What did you just say? It was so perverse.
Did you say they were Jewish?
And they were Jewish.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I have to share an ethnicity with you. I was like, and that's why I told the host, I'm like, see, remember when I say there are Jews who I have to share ethnicity with, but I wouldn't break bread with? This is a good example of that right here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't deny that this guy is a Jew, but I can say I would never sit down at a table with him.
Golly. Are you sure it wasn't just being a weird troll?
No, he spoke to me in Hebrew. He was a Jew.
Hello, hedonista.
Did you just do? Hey, I didn't mean to request intentionally.
I figured it was an accident, but welcome up anyway.
Hi. Yeah.
That was my bad. You know those better than I do. I'm sure you're happy. I'm like, let's talk. I'm working out, so it's like I'm spicy right now, man. I'm like ready to get into it.
Yeah, I'd be waiting for the request. You can drop me.
Oh, no worries. I got you. Good to see you, though. Good to see you. I was gonna say something else, and I forgot what it was.
My bad.
No, you're straight, bro. Dude, I love having you up here, Zach. You have such a good, calm way of like keeping shit on track and stuff, and like.
Thanks, man.
Amazing, really.
I appreciate it. I miss hosting my conversations, but it feels like the right call, and I still get to come on and have fun with you guys, my friends. But I really do enjoy having the conversations, man, because it also just helps me think through it. I like to challenge the facets of the different opinions that I hold and things that I think. I'm constantly evolving and trying to sharpen my understanding of reality, and I'm always willing to shift where I'm wrong, so I'm genuinely in these conversations for growth.
Well, you have my genuine respect, sir. You're all right in my book.
Thanks, bro. As do you.
I guess you'd be all right.
I'll take that.
He has fantastic pecs. How could it be?
Working on them.
Did you say he has fantastic pictures, or did you say pecs, as in pectoral muscles?
He can bounce his titties.
Oh.
Pectorials, yes.
They bounce.
Good for you.
They bounce around.
Good for you.
I'm complimenting his breast, yes. Dudes do that.
Breasticles.
Yes.
I was just thinking to myself, you know what I hadn't seen in a while is a man bounce his titties. And so, thank you for this.
It's so funny.
I die, man.
Yeah. I have people in my lives ask me if I'll do that all the time. And it started to get a little, I started feeling weird about it. I did it a lot at first. People would gift me, and then I would go, I would do it, and then it started to get excessive. Like it started happening, and I was like, this is starting to feel a little weird, like what's going on the other side of the screen, and maybe I should back down on that a little bit.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's funny though. But I always got quite a kick out of that when Terry Crews does it.
Yeah, he's awesome. That he's so fit, man. He's an inspiration for sure. Hilarious. He was one of the actors that I was looking at like, all right, I want to be like this guy. He's just freaking, I think he's in his like mid-50s now too, and he still just looks unbelievable.
He's always been huge though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's always just cracked me up when he did, like on that movie Norbit, when the lady
dude,
walked up to him and
so
said, "Are you
funny.
big black?" He goes, "What it look like?" Then bounces his titties.
Or in White Chicks,
Yeah.
when he's trying to like seduce one of the guys.
Oh, yes.
It's so good.
And I think I love the part where he's like, and for the lady, a salad, and she's like, no, I'm gonna have a rack of ribs. I'm gonna have this.
Yeah. And he's all attracted to it. It's so funny.
Yeah, she's trying to put him off. Man, that's too good.
Dude, his story is awesome too.
She was playing the song, "Making My Way Downtown." He's like, "What the?
Yeah,
How did you know?" He starts singing it.
It's my jam. Yeah.
Making my way downtown.
Yeah,
So this
NASA
is
said,
what-
imagine if they asked a woman to do that.
This is what this has turned into. We're no longer discussing the Bible. We're discussing 90s movies.
Amen on that. That could go very well. The viewership's about to go way up. And bags, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
No, it's cool.
That is
I'm
funny.
about to have to jump off anyway for the day, so
Cool.
might as well bullshit it out because
Bullshit it out. Well, I'm
yeah.
currently out of town on location for a film that I'm shooting right now. So I'm working out in an unfamiliar gym. Yeah, I'm in the middle of it. Today is the third day of shooting. Then I'll be back home for like a day, and I've got a lot of voiceover work to catch up on while I'm back, and then I'm back again for like 4 days. But it's pretty cool. It's a medical rom-com. So there's some 90s vibes
what's
for
a
sure.
rom-com?
Romantic comedy. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Rom-com.
It's,
I dig it.
Yep. And we play, we're all traveling nurses and physicians. And I'm kind of the antagonist guy. And I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun. It's been pretty cool.
I bet that would be a cool way to make a living.
Dude, I love it. I'm really, really grateful for what I get to do, for sure. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
and I
that's
just go
awesome.
right into it. As soon as this month is over and we're done shooting, I go right into another film. And that's that big horror film that I've been preparing for.
Hell yeah.
Someday.
Damn, he blowing up off up in here.
Man, working every day. It's been crazy. I had a bunch of video games I've done recently and trying to stay on top of all my voiceover work, in between. It's been a lot. I've been a little overwhelmed. I'm not going to lie, a little overwhelmed, but it's happy problems, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, at least it's good problems to have, yeah.
For sure.
Means you're sought after.
Becoming sought after. Okay, Pokigurumi. Is that how you say it? Keeps asking about my workout stuff. Just real quick, I would just say, generally, guys, the old unsexy stuff is what works. It's very basic. Calories in, calories out. Do your resistance training, but you can't outwork a dumpster fire of a diet. You have to be eating high protein, moderate carbs, low fat, and you have to find that number of calories where if you want to lose fat, you're in a slight deficit, like 300 calories per day below maintenance. You find maintenance where you're not gaining or losing any weight week to week. That's your maintenance calories. If you want to get more toned, It's literally eating less, not what you're doing in the gym. You do need to be moving and maintaining muscle so that your body has signals to retain muscle and not eat away at your muscle while you're dieting. But it is your food that will reveal muscle tone, not what you're doing in the gym. Just so you know. Your food is like 70% of it. And no one wants to hear that. Everyone wants like, what are the 5 moves I can do to get abs? Or what are the best arm moves to make my muscle tone show? Dude, it's all the kitchen. It's all the kitchen. So
You
that's my
can
answer.
say what you want about that, but I have found the best way for me to get abs is being folded like an accordion.
Being
tacos.
folded. I like totals. I like tacos. Yes, I love it. Oh, that's so funny. Did you say being folded like an accordion, Rabbi
Yes.
Hana?
I did say that.
Being folded like an accordion. I feel like there's a reference I'm not getting there.
Folded like a chair.
Folded like a chair. Literally just
Come
bent
on now.
over. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Legs behind your head. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
can-
I'm with you.
Now you get it.
I'm-
That'll engage those core muscles like
That'll
nothing else.
engage. That's exactly right. It will.
It's like isometrics.
Yeah, it's isometrics. Exactly.
Hold them up, don't move.
This gym has such interesting equipment. I'm so excited. Don't move. Hold on. Don't move. Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
I feel like I just blew Zach's mind, and I feel so bad. He's just like,
Yo! Yeah, I was like, hold on. Wait. Well, I thought that might have been where you were going, but then I was like, wait, maybe she's saying something else that's like, that is a fitness thing, and I'm not getting. I was like, am I just dirty? No, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
It was
I
over
was like,
here
I
like,
think
do
I
I
know
know
what
what
you're-
workout?
My whole world was just shattered. My whole world was just shattered. I was like, Rabbi?
I know, like I'm not a Christian. Jews are completely,
Oh,
we
I
have
know.
a completely different other. My,
I love it.
my poor wife, if she's listening, she's probably shaking her head like, why are you like this?
Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, she asks me that at least a couple times a day. Like, what's the matter with you? But I remind her she picks me every day, so clearly she likes it.
That's awesome.
Well, that's cool. We all enjoy a good folded every now and then.
Yeah. We all enjoy a good folding every now and then. I love it, man.
Get some isometric workout in there.
Dude, Jesse, is that event coming up? What is it called in Bama?
The Rocket City Reason?
Yeah, Rocket City Reason. Is that coming up?
Yeah, it's October.
Oh, October. Okay, cool. I need to write it down because it's going to come and then I'm going to miss it. I really want to come down there and meet peeps.
Yeah, that would be awesome if he was there. There's also one right outside of Nashville that's the NanoCon that's right at the end of July, I think.
Oh, okay. Are you going to come to that?
Yes. For at least a couple days on that one. I'll be there, I'm sure.
Dude.
I need to drop so I can take care of a couple things here, but I want to thank you for letting me. I was hoping somebody was going to come up in that time, but
So
thank
good
you
to
for
hear
letting me
you,
spend
Rabbi.
some time with you guys. You have a
Of
wonderful
course.
day.
You too.
Back at you, Rabbi. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. We love it when she graces the stage up here.
Oh, 100%. She's awesome.
But yeah, the NanoCon is it's probably 15 or 20 minutes outside of Nashville, I think.
Dude, I got to come to that. It's not far from me at all.
Yeah, I think Forrest Malkai is supposed to be there this year, so it'll be pretty cool. Matt Dillahunter's coming back, I think.
Oh, no way.
Carlos will, of course, be there. It'll be pretty
Dude,
awesome.
I'm going to DM you. I'm going to DM you my number and text me, dude. Like when you're coming up, I've got to make sure to come down there. Do you need to buy tickets for that
Oh,
one?
hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. Leg day sucks, bro. Leg day just
Found it
fucking
late,
sucks.
found it.
Yeah. I'm just like, ugh. You got to hit it hard, man. That's how you stay big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Show.
You want to push up that muscle mass. Yeah, you know, you're huge.
Yeah, of course. Gigantic.
Fucking gigantic. What you got the rest of the day, bro?
Not too much. I'm gonna do some Hebrew studies.
Sick.
Got to do a little bit of work this evening. My work day ain't too bad, and I got had something else. Now I can't remember what the fuck it was. Probably ought to look into that. But yeah, I'm actually about to jump off and get that
Cool.
stuff rolling.
Nice.
Sure, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. But Zach, my man, I'll text you my number over here.
Yeah, do it, and then we'll
I'll
be
shoot you a
connected.
link for the NanoCon stuff. Hell yeah, man.
Sick, man. Let's do it, dude.
And
Thanks for having me up
everyone
as always.
else-
Yeah.
Shoot, thanks for coming up, man. Don't be silly.
Ciao.
Thank you. We appreciate the shit out of Zach Laser Hoffman. I don't have any sound effects.
I love
But
it.
anyway, guys, much love to everyone, and we will catch y'all on. Well, shit, maybe somebody just requested up here. Actually, hold on. I'm going to talk to one more person before I go. If it's a legit request here.
Hell yeah.
Since it's this fella anyway.
You couldn't
Not Jay,
resist.
No, I couldn't resist, man. You enticed me.
Hey, is that Joshua guy coming up again?
I don't think so. Well,
Well, because I've heard a counter argument to that 2 Samuel thing before, and I just wanted to see how he would rip it apart.
Would love to
what's
hear it.
your-
What
what's
is
your-
it?
yeah, for
Man,
real.
it's complex, and I would have to read it as I was talking to you guys. But if there is fault in the thinking, I would want to see that fault. That's why I said I'm not.
What's the most compelling thing about it to you? It would be, I'd love to hear Josh's response to whatever you have to say as well. He's certainly the most studied and versed in all of this, but both of us are pretty familiar with 2 Samuel and use it frequently when we're talking with folks. So what would be the most compelling element of what you read?
That when they're saying according to this is why let me get to where my readings here.
Yeah.
Because I sound like a stuttering like Pesci would say, I sound like a stuttering mumbling prick.
Hey, you sound like a stumbling, muttering prick over here. What do you think? I'm a clown? Am I funny to you? Am I funny to you?
Golly, that
What,
was
you
good.
think I'm funny? Oh, you think I'm funny?
Is that
Exactly.
from Goodfellas?
So I guess it would start with the meaning of I will, depending on context, and that there are many ways in context that you can look at that. So the I will in this, and this comes from, let me give you the authors. This comes from a guy, Walter Brueggemann, and then a Gordon Weinheim. These are two.
I don't know either of those names.
Yeah, these are two biblical scholars, Old Testament scholars actually, and what they said was that depending on what you're reading and where you're reading, you have to look at "I will" as the context that it would that makes sense for it. And give me a second. So
Keep
it
going.
could-
I think I know this apologetic, but keep going.
So it could mean that it could be seen as a declaration and in commitment, or basically the playing out of the natural consequences of sin.
So that second one is the one that some apologists try to take and
Well,
use
okay.
for this.
So I said, so God's intention is, it could be a declaration of intention, or it could be. Which one did you say the second one is? Because I'm looking through a.
Sure. I only heard you say two, and the second one was that it's a playing out of natural consequences. I
Yeah.
think that has to be demonstrated very clearly. And in this particular passage, because of the last verse, I'm at the gym, so I can't remember. I think it's verse 12, where he says, I myself will do this thing. He parsed the Hebrew earlier, Dr. Josh did, and he was saying that the only time that would be used would be to, again, ascribe or to emphasize the idea that it is God who is doing this. It's not
So
something
that
that
it's-
he's just saying will
so that
play
it's-
out.
It's God actually taking over the actions of these people and causing him to do that.
Exactly. Well,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. That he's essentially making sure that he has the credit for punishing sin in this context. He's using grape as a punishment for David's sin with Bathsheba, and he makes that very clear in this passage.
He in himself is actually causing that to happen. He's taking, I think it's Absalom, or
Yeah.
he's taking the wives, and he's actually coercing
Yeah.
the rapists.
Whereas when he allows sin to happen, he's not okay with the sin taking place. So, like, this is according to a Christian apologist. I don't think it makes sense.
I don't
when we look at the
think that
nature of God.
I don't think he's comfortable with any sin happening.
Right. Right. That would logically conclude that he's not comfortable with any sin happening. But in this case, this is his divine judgment that he's intending to be taken out as a punishment for the sin of David and Bathsheba, the grape of the 10 concubines.
Answer me the question. Is he actually getting into the minds of the grapists and telling them, directing them like a robot to go ahead and drink?
I don't know that we have good evidence in the Bible to say that he's manipulating them like puppets or like a robot any more than he did with Pharaoh, hardening Pharaoh's heart against the Israelites or causing any of these other things to happen that he causes to happen. So
that's getting into the argument of clay and wax. But as far as this goes, what do you think? What are you interpreting that would happen here?
Just that he is condoning the action. He's not. He doesn't think that it's wrong.
Where's the condoning happening?
In the passage where he says, "I myself will do this thing to you."
Okay, explain me how you get from that. And again, I'm not trying to sharpshoot you here. I'm trying.
No, I love it. I love it. Please.
How do you get from that passage to condoning? And let me get the passage up. Hold on. 2 Samuel, right?
Yeah. What, Jesse? Do you have? I'm literally. I have my hands on weights at the gym right now. So. Is it 2 Samuel 15?
He's
12,
working
12.
on his muscles. He's too busy pumping them.
Exactly.
I think you and I Zach, have a similar sense of humor.
I love it.
He's working on the muscles. He can do this. Books are not heavy.
I like you get in here and you can get yourself all pumped up.
Maybe if he had several of these books, he could be heavy enough to work out with.
Exactly.
All righty. I'm going to go to Bible Gateway. New King. No, that's not a good version. Let me get the Catholic one up here. Okay.
By the way, I don't know, like most of the Christian apologists that I've spoken to about this passage don't try to make the case that God isn't condoning it. They just make the case that he's just in doling out this as a consequence because he's God and his morality. And his morality is suspended.
Let me read to you. For you did it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
Right.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yep. Keep going.
Then it talks about David said to Nathan, I've sinned against the Lord. Nathan said to David, now the Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die. Nevertheless, because by this deed you have utterly scorned the Lord, the child that is born to you shall die. Then Nathan went to his house. Should I read on?
The very last verse of that section says something like, I myself will do this thing. So he says it a number of times through the sweep of that passage. Keep on.
Therefore the sword shall never depart from your house, for you have despised me and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Thus says the Lord, I will, and here's where the I will comes in, raise up trouble against you from within your own house, and I will, again, there's the I will we're talking about, take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor. And he shall lie with your wives in the sight of this very sun, for you did it secretly, but I will, again, here's the I will, the troublesome.
Keep going. Keep reading.
This thing before all Israel and before the sun. Sun meaning sun like in the sky.
Right. Keep going.
David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. Nathan said to David, now the Lord has put away your sin. You shall not die. Nevertheless, because by this deed you have utterly scorned the Lord, the child that is born to you shall die. Then Nathan went to his house. Then it says,
okay.
Then we get into Bathsheba's, the child unaliving.
Okay. I wish I had it right in front of me so I could see what I was saying. But yeah, no, those are the statements. It's clear enough there. So I would be curious to hear Dr. Josh's response to the paper you're referring to.
I'm referring to a couple of books, and I'm referring to something from, I got to find it. So this was the understanding of these two Old Testament scholars, for whatever reason. I have not read the books, but I'm reading commentary on these two, and the contention of these two Old Testament scholars and Hebrew experts. Also on, was it Augustine of Hippo? I'd have to hold on. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. I believe you. Go ahead.
So look, all I'm saying is that according to this ancient, I don't know if he's a doctor of the church or a father of the church, Augustine of Hippo, and then these two modern scholars in these two separate books about the meaning of I will and what that plays out to be. And granted, these three guys have to be well versed in Hebrew as well. They're saying contextually that that this is what he means when he says I will. Because you're right. It's horrifying to think of the translation that you guys are talking about. This makes more sense. These two interpretations make more sense to me.
These two interpretations make more sense. That what? That he's either saying
these three interpretations. It makes more sense to me, given everything in the context of the Bible, that he's describing consequence of sin naturally played out, and not that he is causing these things to happen.
I think contextually that's a far reach, because I was just reading about it in the Oxford Annotated Study Bible, and it said this is stating it as they're reading it as God transferred the crimes of rape and murder onto David's house. So it's saying God is literally the one transferring these things. So I would think contextually it makes the most sense that God is definitely making this stuff happen.
Yeah, and look, you can interpret the Bible in all kinds of ways. Some that some that are your way, and some that are this way.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would suggest to you that I think that in Scripture, it's made very clear that these things are not good things. And I don't see that. To me, this violates the concept of justice.
Agreed.
Of course it does.
It violates the concept of justice. So I'm thinking, basically when I hear that, I think, well, there's got to be something more to this. If over thousands, because think about this for a second. You two guys and Josh are not the first people to have this notion, right?
Right.
And so that if there was, whether it's in the if this is probably something they caught way back. Like if Augustine of Hippo was talking about it, that's at least a couple thousand years, somewhere around there. Yeah. That in translation and commentary, that there would be some sort of explanation, or even outright, there'd be nothing to stop anybody from actually altering these passages. Matter of fact, there was a guy named Marcion who said, among other things,
well aware of Marcion.
Yeah, that there should be, that you basically could, he tried to delete certain parts of the Old Testament to reconcile with what he thought was
God was supposed to be. Yeah,
God was supposed to be. And he was stopped from doing that.
Yeah. Called a heretic by the church. That's right.
Because
and
I know there are other things to it, but I'm referring to his intention to delete Old Testament to harmonize with what he thought the New Testament was supposed to convey. So
exactly, totally. He was essentially creating a new religion. Yeah, exactly. which I think he did successfully with Evangeline and his followers releasing the Apostolicon. But I think that generally we're talking about trying to ascertain internal consistencies. It sounds like is what you're doing. And I think it's a compelling argument what you're making, that it doesn't make sense that this would be justice based on other things that we can glean about God in the Old Testament. However, there are so many examples of something that seems out ethic or unjust or immoral that God seems to be allowed to perpetrate, yet that go against his laws on what man can perpetrate. And also, I think it's noteworthy that God is, if he is indeed omnipotent, and so he's all powerful and all knowing, for him to set all of these things in motion, he is the ultimate cause of all of these things, including sin, including these unjust, immoral things. He could have punished David in any number of ways, but he punished David in this way. So I just don't think that, like, at the end of the day, it still is compelling to me that this character, Yahweh in the Old Testament, is unjust and immoral.
For a moment, I want to divorce what you just said from the current argument, okay? Because I just want to, okay? I think that this is highly emotionally charged, and on my end and on your end. So I want to divorce what you just said about God being, you said omnipotent, omnibenevolent, and what else did you say?
All I said was all powerful and all knowing, but I just mean all of the qualities that we know of God as Christians.
So somebody said to me the other day, or I saw a prompt, that what happened with Mary was disgusting for a lot of reasons. Okay. I'll use this example if Ape has the time to keep this going to illustrate my point. Do you have time, Ape?
As long as it's real quick, go ahead.
I don't know how it's good. Real quick is a judgment call, but basically they said that they went into Mary and the virgin birth, right? And what they said to me is they said, well, look, they said, according to the time, Mary, in mores of the time, Mary would have been 12 to 16 years old. And isn't that disgusting? And I said, absolutely, that would be. I said, but if we have an all good and an all knowing God, so first of all, scripture does not say how old Mary was. You're filling in blanks that aren't there. You're entering evidence, facts, not in evidence. Okay. So and then I asked, I said, well, do you actually believe any of this happened? No. Do you believe in Christ? No. Do you believe in God? Absolutely not. Then we're working in a Christian framework here. And assuming that an all-knowing, all-benevolent God, he wouldn't do that. So basically, Mary's age is not stated. She could have been 20. She could have been 25. We don't know. All we do know is that God would not do something that horrific, right? And then the other point that they made is they said, well, how could anybody, even if she was 25, give genuine consent? And I said, well, look, working in the framework that if God is all knowing, then God would be able to see into Mary's head and know if the consent was genuine or if it was coerced. And if he's an all good God, he would not accept coerced consent. All right. So my thing is that, and I'm not saying in this case of Samuel, but there are a lot of times where you and I could go, hey, I think it would be better done this way or better done that way. But if we're working within the Christian framework, then he knows what the maximally good thing to do is because he's all knowing. And because he's all good, he has motivation to do that maximum good thing.
Well, but by that, you can just explain it when you want.
Yeah,
but think about it just critically for a second.
If God's all good,
it's like
he does.
Well, for me, it's I did the same thing for so many years as a believer, and I had to question myself on it. That it was like, well, if I can't make sense of it, then God's ways are just greater than mine, and somehow it works, and that's where faith comes in. And I just have to trust that. Well, that he's all good, And
Yeah.
therefore, like you said, he's going to do the maximally good thing. Well, where do I get that idea? And why do I presuppositionally believe that? And therefore, read into the text wherever it seems off to me and just say, well, it must just be good. You have to do that so many times throughout the Old Testament and New Testament. It's
Well,
gymnastics that you start to do, but you get good with it over time and in context with your church and your family and all of our culture. Trust me, I get it. But to me, it's not thinking critically about what's actually being stated in Scripture.
yeah, in regards to Samuel, I think the question there is one of what does "I will" mean in the context of the time and within context of the Scripture. So that's not my suggestion to you. Is that it's not basically saying something, looking at it, and going, well, that's bad, and it's bad, and there's no justification for this other than I can't think of I can't think of it, but it must be good. What I'm suggesting to you is that hold on, what am I suggesting to you?
It seemed like you kind of were saying that in the 2 Samuel passage because you were saying that on the face of the text it seems like God is saying I condone this, I'm okay with it, I'm using it as a punishment for sin. But you're saying no, he just causes things to happen. Or no, I'm sorry, he allows sin to happen. He knows what's going to happen. Therefore, he's just stating, hey, this is something that's going to happen. It's a consequence for your sin. I'm not okay with sin. I'm not okay with grape, but this is what's going to happen to you as a result of your sin. And I think that is doing what you were saying a moment ago that maybe you're not doing in this passage. I think it is doing that. You're having to assume that first and then go back and say, okay, well, I will must mean something different than I will here. It must mean something different.
I think permissive will, because he allows us to make choices, and if he allows us to make choices, sometimes we're going to choose evil. I think permissive will is apparent. So the other thing that I would suggest to you is that, this is the sin also has consequences, has eternal consequences, but it also has temporal consequences.
Totally.
But those consequences, the temporal consequence of his sin is what happened to his household, including everything that we talked about.
But it wasn't caused by God?
It depends on what you mean by cause. I mean, look, every breath you take is sustained by God in the Christian framework. But do I think that God said, well, I'm going to make this guy do this thing to these people? No, I don't. I think that if you steal something, which is a sin, the eternal consequence is the eternal consequence. And then the temporal consequence is a lot of things. That there's a consequence that I'm going to go to jail. There's a consequence that people aren't going to trust me. There's a natural consequence that I'm going to deprive somebody of what is rightfully theirs. Maybe that's going to cause their kids to starve, or maybe that's going to throw off their retirement, or maybe it's going to do a lot of different things. But it's not, God did not cause that to happen.
Even when he says, I will do this thing to you.
And there's the question of I will. And we went through it. Yeah, we went through it.
Yeah. I just don't find, I mean, clearly you got a whole book there. I would love to hear more context on it. What's been said's not compelling.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is kind of what they're saying. And I get that. We don't have the time to dig in and part.
And I'm not Howard. I'm not Howard, and I'm not George, and I haven't read these things through. I'm just reading.
And I'm not Dr. Josh. Yeah. So like I for sure, we're just kind of kicking these ideas around, but I'm open always to being wrong about anything that I'm looking at. This passage has been one of the linchpins for me personally in my deconstruction. I was on the path of an apologist, and I was studying textual criticism. I studied Greek. I didn't focus on Hebrew yet. I never got there. But I was there trying to prove the scripture to be accurate and to prove all of the things that I had heard, all of the apologist arguments I knew up to that point as a young, feisty, young, restless, reformed guy. And in honestly approaching the text, I was baffled at how wrong I was by many things that I believed to be true. And I've continued to pull at those threads, and I'm constantly evolving to see what's actually true, because I want to disbelieve as many false things as possible and believe as many true things as possible. So that being said, if there's a good reason to reassess this idea of I will in 2 Samuel 12, I'm totally open to it. But it doesn't sound that way to me so far. But I am open to that being the case.
So all I'm suggesting to you
I don't think the
is
majority of scholarship accepts that either. This is a clear case of God visiting the iniquities of the Father onto the Son. Like that's a
I was going to say
no scholar would disagree with that.
that's not what I'm saying either. I'm not saying the sins of the Father are being visited onto. I would say that's something different. But sticking to this particular passage and verse, what I am seeing from Augustine of Hippo, these two particular Old Testament modern biblical scholars, is that in this context, I will is not the literal meaning of I will as you and I know it today. And that in the time that these were written, that this I will could mean a couple of different things. And in this case, it means this particular thing. And oh, by the way, here are the reasons why.
And do the scholars that you cited actually make that case for 2 Samuel 12?
Augustine of Hippo, I'm 100% sure, yes. And then
Augustine does. Okay, well, Augustine had a lot of fallacious things that he stated in his theology. Augustine had a lot of fallacious claims that he made in his theology that many theologians today throw out, but many that they affirm as well. But another thing that's interesting to me is most of the apologists that I'm aware of, like William Lane Craig and others who deal with this passage, ascribe to divine command theory. And they don't actually try to argue. I haven't heard serious apologists argue that God is not causing grape to happen in 2 Samuel 12. I've heard them say, no, God is just to dole out this as a punishment because he's God and because he's just. And he suspends his morality whenever he has a command, like with the Amalekites, or in any case that to us it looks like, wow, he's committing genocide, he's condoning slavery, he's causing grape.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy that I don't buy that.
That's mainstream. That's like mainstream Reformed thought. Yeah. So to me,
it was once mainstream that thimerosal was great for pregnant women. It was once mainstream.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
It was once mainstream that the inclination
that the sun went around the earth.
Yeah, it was once mainstream that the inclination for desire for slaves to run away was a mental condition. So I'm not interested in what everybody else thinks. I'm interested in truth.
Dude, we're on the same page about that. 100%. Yeah. I love that.
So, and yes, Augustine, look, all the church fathers and all the church doctors had problems with their doctrine. They're men, and men are flawed. Every pope has been a sinner. Every pope has been a sinner, and every sinner has saintly qualities to them. As the great Mick Jagger once said, and look, I mean, very good things. Like if you read the Screw Tape letters, very good things can be perverted to bad purposes. So, look, I don't take anything at face value. I don't think we're called. I don't think we're called to take anything at face value. Even Jesus encouraged Thomas to investigate further and ask questions. It
also says never ask in doubt, though.
What's that?
It also says never ask in doubt. If you want wisdom, seek it, but don't ask in doubt. It warns against that specifically.
Yeah, I'd have to look that one up too. So, like I said, I think that because these things are so complex, I think because they're so old, that surface investigations aren't fair and they're not justified. And I'd also suggest to you that these things for salvation and for belief also aren't necessary, because in order for us to understand this, we have to be smart, and salvation's open to everybody, even people of a very low intelligence, like sub 100, people with 50 or 70 IQs. They don't need to understand these things.
Faith like a child, right?
Yeah, no, it's not what I mean. But yeah,
I didn't mean that pejoratively. I was agreeing with you. Yeah. It seems to be the case that you hear them say it's shallow enough for a child to swim in and deep enough for the theologian to swim in, right?
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. But
I didn't mean that pejoratively at all. Yeah. For me, it really all falls apart, and we don't have time to get into all of this. But just because you went to, this isn't required to understand for salvation.
Yeah.
Salvation, the crux of salvation, has to do with the gospel narrative. And for me, the big linchpin was the historical anachronisms involved with the gospel narratives and the problems.
Like you're talking about, like the field of blood. You're talking about the birth story. You're talking about how many women or who was actually at the open tomb. Those things.
Anachronisms, yeah, things that are out of place in history. So yeah, like the birth narratives would be. Yeah. I don't mean. It sounds like you were talking about contradictions. Those are problematic for me as well for different reasons. But historical anachronisms mean that the Gospels were not written when we thought they were written, and they're not accurate to the time. So they have to do with things like the place of Nazareth, the birth narrative, when was Jesus actually born, and then just trying to confirm the events or the person of Jesus, and many of the events claimed to have happened in the Gospels, to confirm them in history with contemporary writings or anything that can help us establish the historical claims that are made there. Well, I believed that was undisputed my whole life. And then as I went to go bolster myself and get that information so that I could have these arguments, I found none. And the ones that I thought were the best, like Josephus, Tacitus, Pliny the Younger, Clement, upon closer examination, for different reasons, they're all fallacious as things that could be something that confirm the historical person of Jesus or the narrative of the Gospels being historically reliable. And so that is the biggest thing for me, where if that were reestablished, if I could see good evidence for those things, I would change my mind about it.
So, look, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by the anachronisms. I sort of have an idea, but the only thing that I can suggest to you, and you're right, this is a much longer conversation than we have time for, but I can tell you that regarding certain things, I look to the teaching of the church on biblical biblical inerrancy and what that actually means. And I also look to the Chicago Statement on Biblical Inerrancy, I think of 82 or 84. Also, there's a separate statement on hermeneutics. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Hermeneutics. That in reading that were extremely helpful. But that being said, I'm going to let Ape go. I'm going to say thank you for the conversation, Zach and Ape.
Thank you.
And you guys have a good day. I wish you both well.
You too, my friend.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Thank you. You too, man. See it.
Peace out. All right, guys. I'm jumping off. And Zach, I'll shoot you my number here in just a minute.
Yeah, baby. Looking forward to it, man. Thanks for the conversation, man. Love it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming up. Much love to everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. We had a pretty awesome day. A little slow start, but we had a really good show overall. So anybody, we will be back on the morrow. So stay tuned. Later.
Peace.
Not later.